What goes around just comes around. This is the sound, just comes again. What goes around just comes around. What goes around just comes around. What goes around just comes around. This is the sound, just comes again. What goes around just comes around. What goes around just comes around. What goes around just says again. 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 What goes around just says again.
What is up, bitches?
Dude, what's up?
Week 204. And what?
I'm wondering what kind of sauce you put in your kitty's, like.
What?
Keeps trying to drink my damn beer, dude.
I'm sorry.
What are you feeding that kitty?
I got.
No
my
wonder
cats are down. My
no
cats
wonder
are
why
down.
it's so aggro.
The cat that tries to kill. What's up, bitches? I'm djWHEAT. Joining me as always, Force and Nice Guy Ed. And it is another week here of Epileptic Gaming, guys. And we've got the Versus Night. What are the chances that the two games that we're talking about tonight have Versus in the title? I don't know. Aliens versus Predator and Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Also, a lot of people asking for it. And Force was the guy who finally got the job done. Force is going to be talking about MAG tonight, and I know I'm going to be very...
Did you played MAG, huh?
I have.
Did you buy it or
yes,
rent it?
and that is it. I am saying it right now. I'm fucking serious. Okay? This is some serious fucking shit.
Yeah.
All right? No spoilers in Heavy Rain chat or on the phone or anything like that. I swear to God, you will get fucking banished forever.
Yeah, you guys got to realize they haven't beat it yet, and I beat it this morning. What? And I'm going to start another playthrough.
I'm jealous of Ed. It's one of those games that makes this a difficult show to do because I really want to be home playing.
The only thing I hope is, like, on the second playthrough, I hope I don't have to do all that bullshit in the house. Like, I got it down.
You will.
What?
Oh,
yeah,
man, that fucking sucks.
You
balls,
could,
dude.
but I think
you
you'll
could
be able
always
to go
start.
through it
You could always start at the next
I'm
scene.
serious. Not even fucking fake shit. Okay, that's what Force does to me on the phone, and he's like one of my best friends, and I want to shoot him.
I will give you a spoiler.
Okay,
here's one spoiler. Actually, it's not a spoiler. If you have a PS3 and you haven't gotten this game, you are a fucking retard.
Yeah. So mods, you have full control. If you even suspect that someone is about to drop a spoiler, if you think they're like, yo, Metroid M looks awesome. If you think that maybe that is subtext to something that happens in Heavy Rain, you fucking ban Hammer. All right, nothing.
It is in full effect tonight.
In full effect. All right. There will be hell to pay.
Heavy Rain is a buying game.
Heavy Rain, that was one of the first questions I asked Nice Guy Ed. I said, I beat it. I knew he picked it up on Wednesday. The first thing I asked him was it worth the $60? And he was like, fuck yeah.
I played it.
It was one of those that I couldn't find and had to go out and purchase too. I'm totally happy with it.
I didn't go to the bar on Wednesday night. I go to the bar every night. I'm in the bar. I'm a bar person. That's what I do. And I didn't go to the bar Wednesday night. I played for like almost 6.5 hours straight.
You'll be happy to know, sir, that actually on the thread, the official EG365.net thread for Heavy Rain, I copied and pasted our text conversation
that
I had because I was like, if Ed thinks this game is good, then it must be good, is what I basically put, even though you have some silly taste. But when Ed told me that he couldn't find it for rent, you had the exact same
experience.
And what did you both say?
I'm just going to have to buy it.
I'm just going to have to buy it. So there was like some sort of psychological tickle that Sony was giving you.
I don't know why Best Buy or Blockbuster didn't have it. Like, they just didn't have it. The guy's like, we got one copy and it hasn't got here yet.
Well, and the store I usually go to had one copy and it was gone.
Why would
they did have a copy. See, I thought you were telling me that
Blockbuster did not have it.
one.
But then I go to the Family Video, the standby,
Gotcha.
where I'll actually pay money, and they didn't even have it.
Okay. Well,
Which is where I also had to go to get mag.
Really?
None of the blockbusters carry mag. I don't understand that because I thought they were all
Yeah,
up in
I called as
Sony's
well.
ass
I
trying to
called as
promote
well.
the Blu-ray.
Resident genius. I am a gamer. Everything I do is game.
Yeah, that's
I'm
nice.
the epitome
That's
of
a nice
gamer.
guy Ed for you right there.
I'm
so,
the epitome of gamer.
As Force said, I gotta say some of the news was kind of abysmal. So I think we're just gonna kind of like shut
Trudge
shit
right
off
through it.
and get right to it, guys. News of the week.
Epileptic Gaming's News of the Week.
I'm actually kind of shocked. I've been like hitting units with such precision in StarCraft 2, yet I couldn't hit that fucking button to start the news of the week.
I don't
Fail.
I don't believe you.
I think it's because the monitor is like 10 feet away from me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
what I'm
10 feet, dude.
They patched the
Maybe
StarCraft 2
British
beta
unit.
already.
Is that from those Zerg rushes that I always saw that they were posting all those videos of?
No. It was,
Oh, so
it
that's
was-
still there.
What?
So that's still there.
What? Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Where you saw like 100 Zerglings attacking
They don't
someone.
Yeah, that's not how StarCraft's played, dude. If you try that shit, you're gonna get.
So you're saying
fucking
they hacked the videos?
You're gonna get owned.
They've already hacked BattleNet because that's not.
Yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
happen?
So I want, I know that there was was it Monday on Colin Brawl? Slasher called the show and he's like, "I got beta keys for you to give away on the show." I'm like, "Great, we'll give one away on EG and we'll give a bunch away on LO3." I haven't gotten anything from Slasher guys, so I don't know what to tell you.
It was a tease.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's a tease.
No matter what, I will be saving one. But if you want to hit stop right now, then fine. That's the kind of person you are. I mean, I could still give one away, and assuming that he's gonna get one, but it's not gonna be like a fucking 1 minute turnaround like most of the contests are. With that being said, if you didn't play Batman, the PC version will be on sale from today until Monday for $12.50
Really?
on Steam. Yes, do
On
not.
Steam?
No,
Yeah.
not Steam. On Games for Windows.
I'm sorry, Games for Windows.
God, I almost want to go buy it and play it on my computer.
$12.50. Just download it, dude.
Yeah.
It's totally. I'm hooked on that.
I
on
mean,
the
I
PC.
enjoyed.
That's
I
the way to
thought
go.
it was awesome. Like I love playing it on the 360, but I just think with my keyboard and mouse, it'd probably be it would feel better to me.
And with a legit copy, you'd be able to
Be
glide.
surprised if you.
Really?
But you can use your 360 controller. You can plug that shit right into your PC. It works flawlessly.
Dude, I'd try it with a keyboard
Yeah.
and mouse.
Especially
Why not,
if it's a
dude? Why
Games
not
for
run my
Windows.
home row Quake config with it?
Yeah, that'd be like a totally make it like more a unique experience as opposed to just playing it on.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I will say we've got a pretty fierce army out there in the EG community, and they were hoping that a beta key would be given away tonight. I will say this: you guys go bug Slasher right now. You get him to contact me through any means that he knows how, and see if he's got. Start bugging him. Be like, EG's on now. Wheat says you haven't
EG
given
Army
him,
attack.
You have not given him the beta key yet. What the fuck is up? All right, I'm not going to tell you how you can contact him.
But if you can,
But like
do.
Facebook, Twitter, Slasher, I mean, come on, you guys can figure it out. Just be like that Twitter bird and shit all over at Slasher. Be like, Slasher, what's up? Where's the beta key? There we go. So I would say, it was contender for Game of the Year. It was certainly probably the best.
I said I wanted to vote it for one of
superhero.
my best games of the year because it was so unique.
So
It was awesome. It was dark and creepy and
1250s.
that
don't
when
fuck
you
fast
first encounter Sandman, right?
There were
And-
several
but you're
encounters where
very-
you're like, "This is
yeah,
awesome."
But like you see Gordon all bloodied, and,
Yep.
and you're like, "Holy shit, dude! This is
It's gonna
on."
be
So-
on. Yeah.
So in related news, apparently Warner Brothers realized how kick-ass Arkham Asylum was, and they just went up and bought Rocksteady, the studio that developed it. So it doesn't look like Squinextos.
How does that work? How do they just do that?
Because Rocksteady
They were
develops it, and then they
contracted?
look for a
Well,
publisher.
yeah, but they've already announced the second game, so I've got to believe that still Square Enix is going to publish that game.
From what I understand, Warner Brothers will be publishing the next Batman.
Really?
That's what I understand.
Really?
Man, that's scary, dude.
Because it
But-
was like
but
it
do
was,
they
it
still-
was
well,
it, Warner
it
Brothers
is,
originally
but-
co-published it with Squinextos.
But are they going to use the same team?
I hate Square
yes, Rocksteady's developing the sequel.
So like, why are you worried about it? If they're going to use the same team, it's just under the Warner Brothers flag.
And the thing is that now they've like opened it up for them to make other DC games, which I feel sad saying it. I mean, I don't really want to see
Scarecrow.
another
Sorry,
Superman game, and
Scarecrow.
I don't know what else the DC universe would offer.
I don't know either. I think the DC. It's pretty obvious. The DC universe really only has a few of the
Wonder Woman,
key character.
Green Lantern.
I wouldn't play a
Green
Wonder. I
Arrow.
don't think
I'm
I'd
like,
be,
none of those would carry a
Batman's
game.
the only one that they have that actually has the ability to be dark, and I think appeal to a large demographic.
If they could
of
do that
gamer.
with a Superman,
Yeah, wouldn't you
Would
want
you
to
play
play
it?
as Superman?
There's a couple of story arcs, not that I'm not trying to speak as if I understand the fucking comic lore of Superman as much as I do, but like Doomsday was probably the darkest Superman shit that happened, right?
I would agree.
So they could do maybe something along those lines. And you know,
So I mean,
a
you
new
would give it a
Superman
shot
game
if
would
they
be
did
I
it
fun.
would
right.
definitely
You
give
wouldn't
it a
say
shot.
no, Superman
Look,
failed to me.
the next game that comes out that's like from developer Rocksteady, I will be on because they've proven to me that they can make a game. You know, it's no different than Platinum Games and Bayonetta. Aren't you going to be all over whatever the fuck they bring out?
Probably.
next?
Slasher said, "Dude, whatever you did, fuck you, wheat." Why am I
What?
getting
Wait,
so
what?
many messages?
The power of the EG Army. Holy shit. Slasher, it's Friday night. It's time. People were asking about the beta key, and so I said that I hadn't heard from you yet, and that if they got a hold of you and you got a hold of me, then
The
I would
problem
give
would be
away
solved,
the key.
yeah.
Right. So whatever they did, they are obviously a very resourceful group and a very resourceful bunch. And Slasher is like the king of promotion in social networking. I don't know if
Well,
you guys
here it
knew
is,
this.
dude. Let's see.
Guys,
Let's see.
we
Step up to
did-
the plate.
You guys, going a little off topic, but this weekend, Slasher and I did a Quake 3 competition, right? You know, back in the day, you remember, like I would spend all weekend doing a thing. We'd get like 500 viewers and we'd be happy with some, happy
Right.
with stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
This weekend on Sunday, we broadcasted for 9 hours and about 110,000 unique people watched it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a jump, dude.
That was
That's a jump. That's a
Way to
little
go.
higher
So,
than 500.
Is
Hey.
Slasher still here? Is that because I don't know? I can't.
Why it's in my mind? I want to say something. Did you watch The Tester?
I haven't watched it yet.
Did you watch it?
I did.
And
Chicago Fame Girl, you got to step your game up. Step it up.
Uh-oh.
if you could summarize it very quickly, what is it?
Dude, it's like it's just a reality show that
Where-
they're trying to be testers for like Sony.
Email me, Slasher.
Like they're trying to get a job for Sony.
Yeah. So
and
what do they do? Like, give me an example. Of like an elimination.
the elimination they did is they played Photo Hunt.
like the
Yeah.
fine 10
It was Photo Hunt, and they had to pick out like all the differences in the photos. And they had a set amount of time.
That's actually
And
funny.
Fame Girl, come on now, EG fan. It's like Survivor and The Apprentice. It's like
Put
America's next top white rapper.
Which sadly, I probably watched every episode.
I think I watched every episode.
I
of that
think
one.
I did too. That's what it
I don't know.
reminded me of.
It's a
to
little
compare it to
so-
I Love Money.
And they got like the dude. Remember the Magic one they did on VH1? Hal Sparks. Hal Sparks is like the celebrity guest judge or whatever.
Right, he's one
House
of. Isn't there a
Sparks.
bunch? Like, isn't David Jaffe one of the celebrity guests?
I think so. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. Rod says he's still getting messages on Facebook and Twitter. People know my aim and shit. Ha 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 ha. I'm like, okay, here's my next way. So what's up with the key? All right.
So, but Fame Girl, yeah, it's all right. Just step your
Okay.
game up.
Okay.
Make us proud.
He says
we
that
have information. Breaking
he
news.
says that Blizzard X, that's to conceal his identity, hasn't gotten back to me yet, is what he said. So
Lame.
yeah, lames. Pretty sure
Give
by
us
Monday
his
or
aim
so.
in Twitter, dude. We'll have it done.
So by Monday, so Call and Brawl, maybe even live on 3. You'll want to tune in. We're definitely gonna have some keys. I'm sorry that it didn't happen tonight, and sorry, Rod, but not really. So Heavy Rain released this week, and it got our very own 2 inches featured on Kotaku.
It was actually pretty
Really?
sweet. He
Yeah.
messaged me, and I had to go watch it right away.
So during the installation period of Heavy Rain, it teaches you how to fold the origami.
Wait. Let me ask the audience right now,
Yeah.
guys that are listening. What is the animal that you make an origami of? It's featured on the cover of Heavy Rain.
We're
What
looking at
animal
chat.
is that?
We're looking at chat,
All
so
right,
there's a delay.
go
We
ahead.
got it.
Well, I'll keep going. So, even cooler is that the game comes with a piece of paper for you to, to fold. So, while nothing's going to give them some extra review points, for having a cool install, it's nice to see your game try to entertain you and keep you occupied.
It's a bird, right? It's a bird.
Look at all of them saying crane. It is absolutely not a crane.
And
that one's already failed.
Forrest thinks it's
That
a
was-
fucking penguin.
No, I think it's a seal.
Or a seal. It's not a
Sitting
fucking
on its flippers
seal,
with
dude.
its tail up.
It's
it is
a
not a
fucking
bird.
dude. It's not a
It's
seal.
a seal. My
You
son
moron.
said it was a seal.
You
He agreed with
moron.
me.
It's a fucking bird.
It's a seal.
So what the secret story behind that video is, guys, is that it got up on the forums of eg365.net, and maybe I should actually like put that up for a second. So eg365.net, and we were talking about it, and I was like, 2 inches. It is your duty as a loyal EG watcher to make an annotation. You know those little things that pop up while you
saw
watch
it pop up.
videos?
Yeah.
And be like, watch Epileptic Gaming. We talk about video games, not cake, and shit like that. And he did. So
and it's on
It was,
Kotaku.
it was awesome. I went and
Nice.
clicked and watched the video. I'm like, why am I watching this? I'm like, I literally just did this. And then I see it pop up, and I was like, sweet.
nice one, 2 inches.
That was a nice sneak
You got
attack
it, you
on
got a plus.
Kotaku.
So, are you ready for March to rape you in the ass? Because we just had Heavy Rain. It was a buy for
dude.
me. I've got Battlefield Bad Company. It's a buy. Final Fantasy 13, bought it. God of War 3, bought it. Just Cause 2, I don't know about that. I'm thinking about renting that one.
See,
but
I'm gonna rent Battlefield.
that is
Dude, Battlefield's going to be
fucking
badass.
ridiculous.
If you like Modern Warfare as much as you did, because I know you're all up in it.
Ridiculous. I mean, tell me in the last year, has
During
there
a March like
has
this?
there? I would say, has there been a month like this?
Like this. I know the guy who owns the bar that I work at, he's like, it's lucky you're a bartender, otherwise fucking you'd just be going through hell right now, wouldn't you? Because I make all my tip money over the weekend, and then I go buy a new game. Like, boom, buying a new game.
dude, it is hard on the wallet for real.
Yeah, it
For
is.
I'm
real.
telling you, there's a reason why.
All
This is tax refund season, dude.
I know.
Get on it.
Maybe that's why. So, Bad Company 2, I know you're buying. Final Fantasy 13, I know you'll buy. God of War 3, I think you're going to buy, right?
I'm probably going to buy now the tax season's coming.
What about Just Cause 2? Because it's been
you
getting
want-
a
now
lot
listen,
of positive shit.
They're talking about the demo that comes out next week, and you get like this
Right,
huge
right,
chunk.
right.
If it's as explosive as I think it's going to be, I might.
Dude, every screenshot has him like
It
flying
does.
through the air.
But
like,
you got to understand the original
fucking grappling
game
hook, it's
made
crazy.
really nice screenshots, but didn't feel that good.
right.
So I
Right.
got to see. I
So,
got to
you
get my
know,
hands on it.
the-
Yeah,
apparently,
Red Dead Redemption comes in April.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, fuck, I don't even want to think about April.
Dude, I don't even want
Seriously.
Yeah, no kidding.
Seriously. I mean, the thing that sucks is that I'm like, oh, yeah, there's 7 days between Final Fantasy 13 and God of War 3. Yeah, right. Like, yeah, right. There's no fucking way going to be able to get through a game like Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah,
in that
there's
week.
no way, dude.
So,
Well, luckily
I mean,
you'll be able to get through God of War 3 in a day.
this is padding
Really?
us
Is
for
it
the
that
summer.
short?
I'm guessing 10 hours. That's what I'm throwing down the gauntlet. and
I'm
saying.
gonna have to throw down. I think they're gonna give us 15.
I'm getting it. I'm
Think
getting it for
15?
$5.
Yeah, I think
15.
I'm getting it for $5.
I'm getting it.
15.
I'm getting. I went with Final Fantasy 13, dude. Like
Yeah,
Blockbuster's
I-
got a mad trade-in
yeah.
right now.
Yes.
$25
So,
credit a game. So I got Final Fantasy
I
13.
traded in. I'm gonna trade in Borderlands and Bayonetta, and then get God of War. I think.
I was actually we was
And
talking
then
to
I
Weed
got-
about
And yes,
trading
Yakuza
Borderlands, but I'm
3
like, I
is
think I
coming
want
out.
to play
I'm sorry.
Borderlands
Thank
again.
you, TGM.
You want to play
Yakuza
with Borderlands
3.
again?
Yeah, I
I
think
kind
so.
of
Guys,
do, but I don't know,
actually,
dude.
keep in mind that I was looking through the release dates, and there is a Borderlands DLC pack that's going to be coming out.
It's out already, isn't it?
No, where
Oh.
you get all of
Where you
them.
get all of them.
Oh.
Yeah, on like a low
I
price.
know.
Dude, if that
but
happens,
dude,
I'm
that's
gonna
the
get
only
it.
one I can trade in, or like
Well,
ODST. But I don't want to trade. I don't want to.
$25 off the game.
I don't want to trade
Pay
in
30,
ODST
it's still a
and
good deal.
fucking not get my reach.
All right,
data.
you guys, this might be the painful part of the news of the week. So, Nintendo press event was held in San Francisco, the Nintendo Media Summit 2010. First off, my biggest surprise, although I talked about it with Force, and what he said probably made sense, there was no Zelda. at all. And I thought it was a little surprising, but this is everything that they talked about at E3. They put a date on it, and likely they're holding on to Zelda for E3, so kind of makes sense. But another hot topic, of course, was hardware, or lack thereof. And Nintendo fielded questions about new hardware, and each reply was actually retorted with comparative stats. So, to what you might ask, well, the PS2,
what machine did you
which is a
compare it
little
to?
surprising, right? So, Nintendo feels like they have a lot more room to grow with the Wii because their install base right now is a bit higher than it was for the PS2 in the same time frame. Obviously, we all know that the PS2, like every nook and cranny of the world, there's a PS2 somewhere. But they did say that it won't prevent them from moving forward on innovation. And I kind of got to say whoop-de-doo about this. Like, I don't know. I realize they're talking about the PS2 in terms of look at how successful that machine is, and we're surpassed that at where they were at the same time.
Yeah,
but they really are comparing the Wii to the PS2 because
that's what it is, dude.
kind of, yeah.
That's what it is.
So
Who cares about
and
the
it's sad,
sales
too,
numbers,
that they
dude?
shoot
Like,
down the fact that we're not doing Wii HD. I mean, that's really what the world is looking for. You don't really have to make a huge step, Nintendo. I've seen games work on it. Now what's really holding me back from is the fact that they look just a little assy. And and they
There's
just say
some
we're not going to do
assiness.
that. We're not going to do that.
There's some
and
assiness.
it bums me out.
Well, let's talk about the release date. It says Super Mario Galaxy 2, May 23rd. The game is said to have 90% new levels with the other 10% rehashed old levels. If you remember, they actually said, well, it's going to be mostly rehashed levels that we're going to sort of redo for the story. But they said, well, we decided to make a bunch. So I still find this incredibly
We decided to
annoying,
do something
guys.
like a little different, guys.
Right, exactly. I mean, it is kind of like a yeah, it is what it is.
It's
And
so
you know
funny
what?
that they're a company right now that has to say we promise we're not going to rehash most of it.
It's still gonna, yeah,
But we're still going to rehash shit
We're
on
still
it.
going to rehash some, though.
Yeah. So the DSi XL is coming out March 28th. There's like a small part of me.
I want one. I really do, but I don't want to pay
Small part of
$200.
me. I don't either.
Or
That's it.
$189. I don't want to pay
That's
that
it.
much.
So March 28th. That's a lot sooner than later. Metroid Other M, probably one of the games of 2010 that would push me over to buying a Wii again. June 27th, and this could be the reason. Like I said, I buy the Wii this summer.
Do you like the way they've described it as? You hold the controller sideways, play it 2D, but then when you want to explore, you aim at the TV?
I think what I'm more interested in is that they're really going for they're really trying to to create a character-driven game with Samus. I don't know that.
Did you see
that
the
Prime did
screenshots
that.
of it? The ones that they got in trouble for that were higher res than the machine was capable of?
Yes,
That
was bullshit too.
They look a little stupid.
You think?
We'll have to
I mean,
see.
like their features look exaggerated, and it's not what I thought it was going to be.
So
Samus has a voice.
yes, that was one of the big things they talk about. That's if Samus is fully voiced, some people are worried, some people are excited. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. The game uses only the Wiimote, no nunchuck. So you hold it normally for your over-the-shoulder.
Play it just like you would
right.
in old school Metroid.
But you point it at the screen and it goes to first person. Now there were mixed results on this, but a lot of people basically said after you got accustomed to it, it kind of worked out well. It was a cool addition
it
to the game.
sounds cool.
So they also say the game feels very story driven, but folks are worried that the score actually several sites complained
About the music?
Yeah, because
Dude,
they're
Metroid's
where was
very minimal score.
but there
It
was
was
I
like
think
epic.
it's so
There was epic score music.
I
when
think
it
they
was
were talking
there.
about where is the music I know.
like the space epic music.
Well,
I
yeah,
would
but
not-
where is the
I mean, there's other shit I'd be
remix.
worrying about
So-
other than the music.
Dragon Quest IX, Nintendo announced a unique partnership with Square Enix, and they will be publishing Dragon Quest IX in North America. So this is unique because typically,
Nintendo will be publishing it,
yes,
like to try to get there because people
Yeah,
only buy
yeah,
shit
and
that
this
has
is why.
Nintendo on
So-
it.
No, because Square Enix still sells fucking like crazy in North America. They sold 4.14 million copies of this game in Japan. Of course they want a piece of it.
Oh, so Nintendo, that's why they're moving
Nintendo
in.
probably was like, let us publish it. We will take all the marketing dollars. We will eat that all. And they were like, okay.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. So I would expect to see a lot of marketing for this game. Now, interestingly enough, this is not the first time that these two have ever collaborated. Because Super Mario RPG, if you remember, the original game, Square Enix was brought in to do that, to develop that game for Nintendo. And of course, that still goes down as one of the best Super Nintendo games of all time. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Regardless, I think that this game will probably sell a shitload. So I will play it for sure. Picross 3D was announced May 3rd. Sin and Punishment 2. Did you play the first one?
I didn't, but I saw that it came out on WiiWare. It's one of those where I read all these reviews and then never saw it. And it just apparently just kicked major ass.
So the
Really?
sequel's coming out? I don't know. 100 classic books. $20. It's got Shakespeare, Jules Verne, Twain.
Does it like read to you,
No,
or do
I
you
don't.
read
I don't
it?
know. It's just
Because there'd be something incredibly annoying.
I
just
don't know.
Sitting
They-
at your couch reading a book. on
Reading
your
a
giant
book,
Oh,
right.
that's the
television.
new thing, though. People freaking reading those e-readers. Like black and white dot matrix
Or
text.
how about you listen to a book?
I think
Just fucking download
Force's
one.
wife,
It's a
and
lot.
my wife are super excited.
I don't.
for
Dude, I don't
Picross
really
3D.
read many books.
I
anymore.
actually have
They-
Picross 3D is going to be a purchase for me.
Yeah,
books ruin movies.
And Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, May 18th. Don't care. Ghostwire: Link to the Paranormal, a DSi only game where it lets players become a ghost hunter as they interact with the paranormal.
Huh.
Ghosts are not included.
I was like so on board until they threw in that line.
the ghosts are not
Ghosts
included.
aren't included. Screw that.
So WiiWare. You want to talk a little bit about this?
I
Horst?
can't believe that Mega Man 9 did well enough to warrant a sequel. Like, were there that many people out there?
Dude, I can't believe that shit is probably so easy for them to do. And they're
That's
making
what I was
fucking
thinking. Yeah,
tons of money
are
off
they
of that
making
shit.
bank? I would love to see the numbers
Dude,
on the original.
I guarantee you that
Or on 9.
the development dollars that go into that, I bet they're more on the marketing side than they
They'd
are on the
have to
actual
be.
development.
I was like,
Think
don't you
about
think
it.
it's like some dude in his
'Cause
basement
they're
in the
emulating
weekend?
it. All they're doing is like making maps
All
and throwing up
8-bit.
enemies. I mean,
Yeah.
like think about how much it actually takes. It's like the animation, which is 8-bit. We're not talking about like
It's
fucking-
probably some college student dude who's doing it. He's like, we'll pay you on the side if you just make
Oh.
Mega Man 10.
yeah, totally just crazy.
But the sequel to that's coming out. Max and Magic Marker. Who cares about that? WarioWare, do it yourself, dude. Like I've been like begging for another 5-second long stage game. I love
Have
it.
you really?
I love it. Oh my god, it's awesome.
Are you being facetious right now?
Don't you love just playing shit for like 10 seconds and then
That's
it's like
what
over?
my iPhone's for.
Excited.
Yeah,
What
I
is
don't
it?
know.
Rotozoa, I don't care about this. Rage of Gladiator. Actually, it looks kind of sweet because it's supposed to be like one of the first sword fighting games, which I've been really waiting for. So I have an excuse to use my Wii Motion Plus for more than just
The
Wii
Wii
Sports.
Resort. Yeah.
So launching this summer, they're also doing the Independent Games Festival, Super Meat Boy, which I've actually seen screenshots, and I don't know why I see news about that game all the time. But nothing I see makes me say, "Oh my god, I want to play it." But
apparently popular.
something's going on that they want to play it.
And then of course on the DSiWare, which they're trying to push, but they haven't exactly had a ton of success with, Photo Dojo, which you showed me something on the iPhone the other day where you took a picture of
Facebreaker.
James. Was that
You take
what-
like some picture's face
How
and
much
put
did
it
that
on the body.
cost?
It's free the day I snagged. it.
Really? Because
Really?
Nintendo's going to call it Photo Dojo and charge
And do
you
the exact same
$30
thing.
for it and do the exact same thing to you.
$30.
Yeah, where you just got it
Ridiculous,
for
dude.
free on the iPhone. Metal Torrent, I have no idea what that is for the DS.
I don't think it means that you're going to be able
sounds
to
awesome.
like pirate music, like really bad
Metal
music.
Torrent, yeah! And then Escape, which I don't know what that is either. So moving on, and I think that most people are excited for Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Metroid. And maybe Dragon
I will
Quest.
say the Super Mario Galaxy 2 screenshots look hot. I mean, it looks really good. It does not look like it's
you know
made
what?
on
I think
the machine I know
officially-
it's made on.
I think officially me and Mario have just parted ways.
I'm telling you, dude, I loved the first one. I'm afraid part 2 will probably be more of the same, but it was still, you would enjoy it. If you had a machine in your house after you got done playing Metroid, you would not have a bad time with it.
I'm sure it's
If you're
fun,
old school,
dude.
if you're old school and you love platformers,
Dude.
it's awesome.
I'm old school and I love platformers. I just don't freaking need a little Italian dude anymore.
You need
to
like
get my
tits and
fix.
ass in the F word. I mean,
It's
it's not that
I
far
do.
off.
I
an
do.
action game.
Yeah,
It's
but you
good.
know what?
Do the Mario swing your arms.
We would have never
From
gotten
side to
that
side.
if it
Come
wasn't
on,
for the
it's time to
plumber.
go. Do the Mario.
Street Fighter 4 iPhone details have begun to leak. Nice guy Ed. Only 8 characters.
Oh,
That's
no.
where they get you.
Damn.
Ryu, Ken, Guile, Blanca, Chun-Li, Dhalsim, Bison, and Abel. They only added one of the new characters. $10 March.
Did you watch the videos of it? Like, I know I could never do what the guys in the videos were doing.
I watched
but it
the
looked
videos.
pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. I mean, are you on it?
What? Did someone really just dropped a key on people's heads right there? Wow, good luck. We'll see how that works. Look at the crazy shit that happens in chat.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I know.
laugh when like 50,000 people all go to do that. Okay. Yeah. What? Oh, this one's yours.
Oh, Square is all over the place now, not only hooking up with Nintendo, but they're all over the iPhone now with the remastered versions of Final Fantasy 1 and 2, which you bought. I show up
bought
at his
2.
house, and he's playing Final Fantasy 2. I'm like,
dude.
that's the one I want to play, too, because I played part 1 before.
They announced that it was coming out on the UK today, but it just all of a sudden popped in the store. I played 1 enough times, and I don't need to play it again. In fact, I think on this anthology that was originally on the PlayStation, I never got to 2. So...
And it's
I'm
nice.
loving
It is the
I'm
redone
loving it.
version, the remastered version that they brought out on the PlayStation, and the iPhone's perfect for that. I mean, really, you only have to move up and down and then select attacks, and it looks nice. And $8.99 for that pop cap. Like, holy cow, this game is just like hotcakes.
It looks
I'm not
awesome.
What?
This game you're going to
Plants vs. Zombies?
Yeah. Do you have
I'm
it?
not that into it. I'm not that into
I've
tower
got it.
defense games.
And do you like it?
I like it, but well, I'll talk about it in a second.
All right.
My
But
next news
regardless of how much we hate it or like it, the world likes it, with it selling like 350,000 copies almost instantly, making it the fastest ever app to
Ever.
gross $1 million.
Yeah.
And in that same story, they come out and say, oh, by the way, Bejeweled just hit $3 million. I
Just
mean, Bejeweled's always
drop
been
it,
$3.
Constant.
$9 million. That one's
that,
probably
and it
made
was
too.
quick. It was quick. And Constant One, we're reading the chat all the time, so you're always free to drop questions in there, and hopefully one of us will see it. But speaking of Plants vs. Zombies on the iPhone, I got my first taste of what an iPhone game feels like on inferior hardware, because I own a 3G and not a 3GS. So on big stages with tons of plants and more, zombies than usual, it goes from about 30 FPS to about 3 FPS. It almost.
I actually can't believe no one's mentioned that.
Oh man,
Because I would assume most of us are the 3G.
So some were saying that the game was pretty unplayable, and I was like, I had a hard time believing it, and then it happened, and I was like, holy shit, this is pretty pretty unplayable. So I'm afraid that especially June is coming up, July. This is when Apple drops what we got coming out for the iPhone, and I'm afraid that iPhone programmers are going to have to either get more efficient or rely on Apple to bring better hardware to the table. The problem with that is you don't want 5 different versions.
it's out there. I see it happening, though.
And that's
3GS
not
only
good.
versions.
It's not good. Like, do you realize how shitty the App Store is going to become if it's like, oh, this game, oh, I need this one to play it with, I am worried about that. But I do think that maybe a patch will come out and fix it. I haven't had this problem with other games that I feel like are equally graphic intensive. So, a warning, if you do play Plants vs. Zombies or plan to, on the 3G, it can get a little hairy. I have no idea about the first gen. But with that being said, there you go.
Dude, what is
So,
this next story?
Did you guys
I heard
I
SeaWorld was allowing
when I was
allowing
in the
whales
gym
back
today,
in the water.
when I was in the gym today, I saw something
Yeah.
about this whale, but I didn't know
Are you ready?
like all this was involved with it. This
Yeah,
is
dude.
awesome.
Yeah, dude. This whale's got a record, okay? You heard about this killer whale, Tillicum?
Why do I see like the word kill in his name?
And killer whale. He killed the trainer this week. Big-ass whale.
Did he
killed
do it in front of people?
Dude, not only that, but he actually grabbed the trainer by the ponytail and drug her underwater until she drowned.
Wow.
That's
Like,
fucking awesome.
Can
dude.
you imagine
I mean, I'm
how
sorry
bad
to the
that would
family
hurt?
or whatever. That sucks, but like,
What a scene to see.
Fuck, dude, would you be like,
Imagine you're out with your kid
like-
and watch the woman drown.
would you be like, don't
that
look,
would be
and like, be
We
like,
got to walk away.
That
Walk
would be
away.
bad.
Walk away now. Walk
oh
away.
my god,
Walk
dude, that
away.
is fucking ridiculous.
Walk
But that's
away.
one of the things. Like, if you're gonna do that, like, people, I got mauled by a tiger. What the fuck are you doing in a
With
cage
a
with a
tiger.
tiger?
Same thing with a killer whale.
yeah,
right?
what are you doing with a killer
So
whale?
they said the trainers are no longer allowed in the water with the whales.
killed
Well,
a trainer this
Well, it
week.
took losing
now,
one.
that whale, nice guy Ed, has a connection to gaming. And yeah, this is pretty fucking crazy, right? So back in the late 90s, some crazy dude who was totally obsessed broke into Richard Garriott's home. And Richard Garriott, you know, the father of Ultima Online, and he basically okay, let me rewind. So Richard Garriott's sleeping, right? He breaks into this guy's house. Richard Garriott wakes up. He pulls a gun on him, and he fires a warning shot on the guy, like he puts a bullet into his wall. The guy ignored it, disrobed, and got into Richard Garriott's bed.
naked.
He went downstairs. He called the cops.
I knew you were
And the
interested in
cops
that
came
part.
and arrested him. Yes, okay. So then the police arrested him. So you're like, what the fuck does this have to do with gaming? You know, that some guy naked, a whale, you know, what's
Dragging
what's
his
going
trainer.
on? That same man left Texas after he got arrested and went to Florida. And on June 6, 1999, Dukes, the guy that broke into Garriott's house, was found dead across the back of the same whale. Now, he got into SeaWorld.
Garrett hired
he stayed
the
there.
whale.
So this fucking whale, man.
How did you find this out, by the way?
Yeah, what
What fucking
totally
super
random
sleuth
story.
detective skills did you use to come up with this?
A lot of news sources found this.
We're talking about this
Yes.
like, oh, this
Yes.
guy got naked.
So I
and-
can't believe, like, I'm more blown away that, like, they found a dude dead on top of a whale one morning.
Yeah.
Did you think old Garrett, like, he made a little chip and slipped it in the whale's head and was like, take out these? Are we gonna find out like this trainer like used to be his ex-girlfriend?
I don't know.
And like he caught her in bed with somebody else and like kicked her out?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I think that
Well, let's watch
I
for
think that-
let's watch for more connections.
I think that more importantly, Ed, I think that what was his name? What was the guy's name?
Dukes.
I think that
Yeah.
more importantly, Duke should have probably fucking worked on his hiding skill a little bit more, because I think it was more like 80 and it should have been about 100. GM hiding, dude.
Yep, dude. GM
And
hiding.
anyone who got that joke, level up to you.
So, you know, a week can't go by without me bitching about EA and their $10, you know, screw them from all we can
Fuck yeah.
strategy. Well, Battlefield Company's already been in the news. You know, I was bitching about, you know, the fact that I had to go exactly to GameStop and pre-order it just to play Rush Mode, which really bothered me. I was going to get it. I just wish I would have had choice in where to get it from. And now they've said for everyone who pre-purchases it, we're going to give you some free maps. Well, these maps just happen to be on the disc that everyone's going to have.
Right.
But if you pre-purchase it, we're going to let you have access to these two maps.
Fucking weak.
Two of the four maps that are on the disc. Well, in a month, we're going to let you have access to the other two.
Which, so does that mean
Even
that
the people who
since I bought
purchase it
from Amazon, I've got to like wait a month or 2 months?
No, everyone who purchases it, you won't be able to play Rush Mode for 30 days, but you're going to get to play these two bonus maps because you
Dude,
purchased a
all I
legit
gotta
copy.
say-
But in a month from now, we're going to play the other two.
All I
that are
gotta
sitting on the
say,
disc,
dude,
just waiting for us to play them.
That's
is that this
sad.
is a giant fucking dick in the eye. Like,
Yeah.
if you've ever got a dick in the eye like that.
You know what though?
It is.
a dick in the
It
eye.
is.
Here's my dick in the eye to GameStop. All right, because they're just as fucking guilty as EA is. My dick in the eye to GameStop is that I bought that fucking shit on Amazon and they're giving me $20 to buy it. So you know what, GameStop? I don't give a fuck about
You
your
know-
two maps that I'll get in a month. I want $20. I just bought this game for like the price that I used to pay for Super Nintendo games. So fuck you.
But you saw that the woman who runs GameStop, the COO, left and now works at Walmart. She was like, I can't take what we're doing to customers anymore.
Really?
I'm going over to Walmart where they're up front about screwing their people.
Oh.
Yeah, she did. They quit. She quit. Or not quit, but left and went to
So,
Walmart.
I would say if you haven't gotten this one yet and you want to get it, think about Amazon. $20. they give you back to buy, of course, another game.
I still say screw that, dude. I want to play my Rush mode.
Nah, fuck that. So in the what exactly justified this department?
Didn't it just come out?
Yes. SNK has announced King of Fighters 13. And I heard nothing but fair to below average reception and reviews for this game.
It had a terrible launch. I mean,
and it had bugs, and they had online issues, and I think people were very excited for it, but ultimately disappointed. Now, maybe 13 is their sort of, we're going to make up for 12, but if you get burned like that for $60,
I know, it's not like 13 is not necessarily a lucky number.
So, in all fairness, SNK has never been at the forefront of fighting games, yet has released many of the King of the Fighters games. I mean, guys, there's almost more King of the Fighter games than there are like Pokemon. I mean, seriously,
there's a lot of
especially if you think about all the verses that contain those characters.
Yeah, and that's worked out for them because I think Capcom's a part of it. But like, I remember at college, I swear to God, every week there'd be a new King of the Fighter games in the fucking arcade. Like, dude, I just learned how to play.
It was
99.
that machine.
What
yeah,
the
that machine only had a game for a week before it was upgraded.
So, maybe they just want to make sure that they can continue to ride the fighting game wave that obviously Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, Tekken 6, TVC, all these other games are bringing to the table. That would be a smart business move. So anyway.
So don't expect to see Metro 2033, and I'm really surprised by this. Don't expect to see it on the PS3. THQ president said the money just isn't there.
What money?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's not worth their time to develop it for the PS3 because the architecture's so foreign. They can port it to the PC really easy because the 360 and the PC use very similar code.
Right.
But it would take the extra time in development that they say they just would make the profit back for bringing it to the PS3. I mean, and we just talked last week about how there's really not going to be any third-party exclusives anymore. Well, now it looks like Metro 2033 has just become a 360 exclusive to join, Mass Effect from Electronic Arts.
I think I want to play that on the PC anyway.
Do you think so?
I think I want to play it on the PC. Yeah.
I'm down with the first-person shooters on my console.
I mean,
nowadays.
I'm down with them, but I've seen, what some of the stuff that they've shown.
I've seen
that
they're doing in the new DirectX 11.
Yeah. So. And the way that they presented on this, I felt was a little misleading. It's somewhat confusing. It's like, you mentioned that it's easy to port to the PC, or rather, they're doing it on the PC, so maybe it's easier to port to the 360.
Yes.
But the way, and I did go back and read some of the articles, and there were some sites that were kind of making it like, they're not bringing it on the PS3 because it won't sell. Where I think that it was more about the development cost than anything.
I think that's the problem. It's not necessarily that they wouldn't move copies because I'll go to Batman anytime you want and say that Batman could sell more copies because of the shit they gave on it. But it's the architecture so foreign. I mean, it takes a whole different team to go to the PS3 hardware, which makes me. I mean, you got to think in the long run, the PS3 really is the machine. If we're seeing shit like Heavy Rain. And they haven't even really figured this beast out. I mean, it's got a future, dude.
I know it will have a future. There will be no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
So,
in terms of graphical evolution.
I mean, and I hope it doesn't happen. I don't want them to focus on a PS4. I don't want them to give up hope, and I don't want other publishers to give up hope either. But at the same time, advertisers are now starting to give up on home. A lot of them are abandoning their advertising on home
dude.
And moving to Xbox Live. They just say the advertising's better on the Xbox
home is
Live.
Lame.
Than the
Who uses home?
Yeah, but what's
home?
fucked up? Who does use home? I don't know. And this is like, this is what I think is fucked up, is that you are being advertised to on a service that you pay for.
I agree with you.
Now, people can argue, well, maybe it's the same thing because you pay for cable television.
You do.
And you get advertisements that way, but their whole purpose of why you pay is because you have to support the architecture. You have to, it costs us money to maintain good multiplayer servers and quick downloads and shit, dude. They're making straight up dollar bills off the fucking advertising.
Their business, dude.
Let me ask you on the
business.
PS3, which is free. How many McDonald's ads have you seen?
None.
I haven't seen any. I mean, that really makes me put it in PS3's favor in the fact that while I think the Xbox Blade moves much quicker, the PS3 isn't constantly trying to rape your wallet.
Right.
You know, like the
right.
Xbox is all in your face for every blade that you
we
go
were
to.
having some stream issues.
No,
apparently.
whatever. You stream every once in a while. It goes crazy.
Fucking Ustream.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna?
Damn internets.
I know. Where are we at? Oh yeah,
Some good news.
Some good news for the PS3. Apparently, okay, you guys got to take what he says with a grain of salt because we don't know what he's measuring by. Jack Tretton reports that Heavy Rain's pre-sales were off the charts. Now, what are the actual sales? We don't know because there's no official word yet. But I would be surprised if this game doesn't sell.
Well, don't
at
you
least 1
believe
million
that they
copies.
can make a comment like that because they're like, well, our best game sold 10,000 copies, so our chart's not very high.
Yeah, exactly. maybe they had low expectations.
You know what? Maybe they did, but I got to tell you that I think that I have seen more people in sort of the wild, I'll call it, on Twitter, on EG365, that maybe weren't a buyer of this game and suddenly became one because of the buzz.
This is one of those
because
games
of
where you
the-
want to see it do well because you want the people who made it to do well and keep trying to
do
do
too.
experimental things like this game.
Here, what
What?
do you think of the people who are saying it's not a game?
I agree. I think it's an interactive movie. That's what I told my wife. I wouldn't even describe it as a game.
I mean, the reason why
It's different. I mean, it is just
and
different.
this we're going to probably talk about this for the
Next
review,
week, yeah.
right? But I mean, like you're playing on a controller, you're playing on your PS3. You know, like
It's a game. I think it's a
sort
game.
of by just that definition, it's a game.
It's a game.
But you know,
It
you
requires
don't have a health
timing,
bar.
hand-eye.
You don't pick up items
Well, let's-
necessarily. You know, like there's
Maybe
not
it's
that,
just a
but you
new
know
approach
what?
to
In all
gaming.
fairness,
You didn't
guys,
really-
Heavy
you-
Rain is nothing new.
You didn't
It
have to do
is
that in
Indigo
Dragon's Lair.
Well,
prophecy.
let me say something really quickly about what really blown me away. Right before the show, we're having a conversation that it was just amazing to me because we're talking about, there's a guy who pulls a gun in a liquor store, and Ed's like, "Did you hit the dude with the bottle in the liquor store?" And Wheat's like, "What do you mean? I crept by and I had to grab that box." And I'm like, "What are you guys talking about? I went at it with a frying pan." And like, it's conversations like that are just like amazing. for
That's
me.
why you guys need to freaking beat the game so I can sit and talk.
I
to
know.
So we can
I
talk
know.
about
All right,
it.
all right,
Absolutely,
all
I
right.
agree.
So-
And you know what? That is incorrect, Painkiller, because while there is some like
it
you know,
felt Resident Evil.
at first you're going to be like, whoa, but then it's just like I think it
It's just
becomes very
natural, yeah.
natural. So just keep on going. So, okay, guys, quote. All right, quote.
It is.
Dragon's
It is
Lair
a
was
big
good.
budget Dragon's Lair. I was thinking that when I first played it, and then I saw someone else quote that in a
Yeah,
review.
but you know why it's not? Because when Dirk fucked up, Dirk died. No matter what,
You
if
can
you
die.
missed an
You
arrow,
You
restarted.
can die.
Right, but you died and you restarted
Oh,
until
yeah.
you just learned that pattern over and over. Where now it's like, well,
I
you
didn't
fuck
die.
up, and we're not going to really.
you die.
You know how
you die.
You know how you
Sorry,
didn't die,
you're dead.
right, in Dragon's Lair.
All right,
When
no
you were falling,
All right,
when you
enough,
were falling
enough.
and dying in
Enough.
Dragon's Lair, you just hit the machine to skip the disc, and then you'd
Don't
skip
do
to a
that with
different
your
part in the
PS3.
game, and you wouldn't die.
All right, so quote in my best douchebag way. With the release of Fable 3 imminent this year, we've started thinking about different kinds of merchandise for the game, Lionhead wrote on its Facebook page. There are literally hundreds of things we can come up with, from mugs and t-shirts to LCE or books, maybe even branded condoms.
dude, I would totally
it came
use
out
a,
of
I would
Molly's
use,
mouth,
I would
dude.
use
Branded
a Fable
condom.
condom.
Maybe branded condoms. And you
Why
know
not?
what? You know what? They want you all to give their, your feedback on this. And so, great. Here's what I'd like, guys. I'd like a fucking game that isn't fucking terrible, and I'd like publishers to care more about making fucking games instead of trying to pawn off fucking stupid peddling fucking wear shit like hats, mugs, and condoms.
I am totally with you there. Like, you don't have better freaking things to focus on than whether or not you should make a hat or a
And
t-shirt.
actually, Force, maybe, you know what, maybe the condom is a good idea.
Dude, the condom's a great
Because
idea.
then I won't get AIDS from getting fucked in the ass by these fucking assholes again.
Maybe they'll give you the
With
condoms
fucking
away
stupid
with,
bullshit.
like, Fable 3, like, oh, you buy a new Fable and you
Dude,
get a free condom.
It
What'd
doesn't
you do?
matter.
You get a pre-order for a
It
condom?
doesn't matter.
Dude?
I don't care if Fable 2 is
know,
a
no,
solid
GameStop
game.
exclusive,
Not one
dude.
condom, like,
Pre-order
maybe-
and get a condom.
Fable 2 is like, we're gonna make
That was more Fable 1, dude.
the fucking greatest fucking game. Hold on.
No,
hold
the
on.
greatest
Hold on, hold on. I'm
One
not-
hit,
hold on.
one button combat.
Fable 2 is gonna fucking resurrect the dead. Fable 2 is gonna turn fucking water into wine. Fable 2 is gonna bring world peace.
Yeah, but we
I-
know
I
it
missed
didn't.
that
So are you
article.
talking about
We got a
Fable 3?
fucking dog.
I missed
we
that
got
one,
a
dude.
fucking dog. You gave us a dog. Where the fuck was the world peace?
I like my
It's
dog.
not
Fuck-
there because
fuck-
no condoms, dude.
Fuck Lionhead. Fuck Fable 3. Fuck your merchandising. I'm so glad that I have not given you any more money. I'm done.
This definitely, these guys, whoever is running this group is like smart, dude. Because this is definitely
I like this
one of the
one.
most clever ideas I've ever heard in my life. And that Sonic 4, apparently like a 30-second clip of Sonic 4 hit the nets, dude.
Yeah, did you
Wasn't
not
supposed
see
to.
it?
Super secret.
Did you not see it?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
Is it just like, oh my God?
no.
Because they are flipping out. Sonic fans, I mean, it's no wonder their games are so shitty if this is their fan base. When Sonic 4 comes out, they are going to stick it to the man. They're going to show Sega that they want a true remake of Part 1.
It
But-
looked just like Part 1.
Dude, no. They
Hold
just
on.
want Part 1.
No.
Because to show
right.
how much they hate Sonic 4, they are going to purchase Part 1 on the day of its release. Because that's going to show Sega. We're going to give them $5 for their game from 20 years ago to show. That's going to prove our point, dude.
What point? That they want to play Sonic 1?
That they're a bunch of douchebags and they get the shitty games they deserve, dude. That's what it proves. That's just hilarious. Like, that's how we're going to get back at the man, dude. We're going to buy a different game from you.
They want a true sequel.
No,
That's
they
what
want the
Dude,
graphics
They
redone.
don't want HD
Oh, they want it
remix.
redone? I was going to say, it looked just like Sonic 1. Like, exactly.
Oh, and actually, I did see that little clip. If
Yeah.
that's what you're talking about,
Yeah.
it did look exactly like it.
Yeah, it was a little clip. It's like they're filming it on a
So,
a
like,
TV.
what kind of
Yeah.
what kind of sequel do they want? I mean, like, do they want to push the story forward? Is that
I-
what they're looking for?
I don't know. I mean, this is like one of the most mind-boggling things that has been produced by
Well,
the
it says that
community,
like
you
we
know?
want Sonic, not Sonic Rush 3D, and this looks like Sonic.
It's Sonic,
Dude,
yeah.
It looks like the same bullshit that I won't fucking buy or play, and probably the only reason it will ever grace the pixels of my television will be because of my kid. However, with that being said, that Sonic's All-Star Racing is kind of cool.
Yeah,
But
that's
you're
what
not
you've been
collecting
saying.
rings.
It's actually, I will tell you guys, I've been blown away this week that Wheat's been like messaging me. He's like, dude, this game's much better than I thought it would be.
Hold on. Hey, the ARFs.
The Orfs.
The Orfs. What are
The
you?
Orfs.
Why are we fucking stupid? What are you talking about?
He was complaining about Sonic. I don't know. You know, he's one of those diehard guys.
Is he a
probably
Sonic
paints
guy?
himself fucking blue and is like goes
Spikes
to those
his
furry
hair,
conventions.
wears just red shorts.
And is like, I mean, I don't know. I didn't actually.
Dude, I
see
saw a
what he said,
CSI
but-
about furries. That looked.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you see it?
Dude, I don't play Halo. So you.
Why did he call you out, dude? I'm
going
gonna kick your ass on Halo. I'll show you who's boss. I'll show you where's the blue hair in
No,
my
he
house.
told us to stop playing Halo, in which he fucking obviously doesn't realize. You know, I don't fucking play
Done.
Halo.
We listened.
Mass Effect 2 DLC is coming. Firewalker, 5 missions, free for those who purchase the game via pre-order. And I gotta ask, I mean, I loved Mass Effect 2. Thought it was great, but are people like? Are you excited for this? Like, I just the entire story of Mass Effect 2. That's what's that's what impacted me about the game. I like, is 5 missions going to be like,
Do you know
especially
what?
in the month of March, where it's like all these
in the
fucking
same
awesome
week
games
that I
are coming
bash
out.
them, in the same week that I bash, I will compliment them in the fact that it's still going to be free for Ed and I. It'll still be free for us that bought it, that they're bringing it out. You're going to have to pay $15 to access the network if you didn't buy it. But I mean, I like the fact that they are continuing to make me feel like I'm earning some of my money back.
Yeah.
Maybe their $10 strategy might not be bad if they keep this up. Right now, I'm super pissed at them with what they're doing with Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Right.
But if for some reason my pre-order or our original purchase keeps paying us down the line, I'll accept it.
Oh, and you know what? Hats off to them. That's fucking awesome. To like reward, here's free DLC. Everyone in chat is saying, fuck yeah, free DLC. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
But, like, let me throw at you, Final Fantasy 13, God of War 3, all the stuff is going to be out and coming out. Like, when this DLC drops, how motivated are you?
Listen, I'm going to say,
and
and I don't say this often, but I have played.
I really want to know.
I have played a lot of games that I know I'm going to want to replay during the summer drought that I know is coming. I'm already playing through Mass Effect 1. When I hit Mass Effect 2, bam,
Right.
I'm going to have all these new missions to experience. So I'm in a unique situation. A lot of people are going to be like that. And think about, like, games like Heavy Rain are bringing out new episodes that continue the story. And Borderlands, when that content pack comes out, there are a lot of games coming out that we might want to revisit in the future because
and
they were that good.
I am banking on the summer. Like, we say, oh, March is so great, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be shit this summer. Like, at post E3 is going to suck balls.
I agree with you.
So make sure that you have some games queued for sure. Anyway, next. We're almost through.
Don't even know where the hell the country is. Fill me in, Ed. Where's the United Arab Emirates?
I think it's like a collection of
Yes.
Arab states.
Well, if there's a collection and there's more than one place that's getting screwed, because apparently, not only is Heavy Rain extremely original, it's pretty freaking adult. It's probably the most adult game I've ever played.
It is, and I'm gonna have to say the nicest rack in butt on
in
a
video
female
game
character.
I don't
is-
know if it's better than fucking Miranda's from Mass Effect 2,
Miranda's
dude.
got a nice butt, dude.
But you
like,
don't actually see.
Yeah,
bare ass
every
naked,
curve
so.
of the girl in Heavy Rain's ass.
Yeah.
But they banned it. They've thrown down the ban hammer. What really blows me away too is that one of the other games that was banned was Darksiders. I mean, like, was that really that bad of a game? I mean, sure, it was bloody, but you're like gutting demons.
I just
got to
guess that that's
like,
what it was.
That's sad that game was banned. They've also they're talking about they banned God of War. Of course, I can probably see why God of War has been banned. And Dante's Inferno they banned, not because of the adult content, but because it was such an insult to the original story.
Not because there was a giant like snake bitch who had big titties, who shot babies,
was
bladed
shooting, like,
babies out of her
babies at her.
nipples. No,
That
that's
was
not why
awesome.
they banned
I
it.
loved
That
it,
was
dude.
awesome.
They banned it because of the story. Well,
oh my gosh, I'm interested about this.
Natal fail, dude. It's already
Already?
fail. Already fail.
All right.
MTV was on the scene, dude, and they actually got out a stopwatch, and they tested the lag. Natal does have lag, dude. I'm talking like major lag, like game ruining, game breaking. The machine has already failed lag, because apparently between your movement and what you see on the screen, there is a 1/10 of a second delay.
Oh,
It is
snap,
not.
son.
It is not true 1-to-1, dude. There is going to be, you're going to wave your hand, and it'll be like a 1/10 of a second later, you're going to see your hand move.
Well, that's actually 1/10 of a second faster than the Wii. So, I mean, I'm actually going to say that maybe they'll have something there.
I'm of course I'm exaggerating, but it does mean that, some of the shit that we want to play, like first-person shooters, shy away from it, dude. If you can't give me 1-to-1, don't make me play games where I need 1-to-1. But it's to say fail, because there's a 1/10 of a second lag. Holy shit, you guys are stretching. They did come out though, that Pactor dude who like makes all those freaking lame ass predictions.
Yeah.
He's like, Natal, $50. Comes back out. He's like, I didn't say that.
I
didn't say
I don't
that.
know.
I didn't get that published on everywhere.
You heard me wrong. We'll continue to follow the motion control wars that are about to hit in 2010. So Itagaki and Tecmo have settled their legal fights. About
Yay.
time.
Woo,
Yeah.
I was worried. I was like, what's happening?
Itagaki has said that the agreement was mutual and that the settlement was harmonious. Now, remember, he was basically fired and all this bad shit came out and editing of Wikipedia pages and all sorts of bad shit happened. So he goes on to say that he's currently planning a totally new title and he is eagerly awaiting the day when he can announce it. Now, furthermore, in a very Peter Monalou type way, and you all know how
Does
much
come out and throw his balls on the table
hate
right here.
Peter Monalou. Itagaki claims the following, that his next game will be, quote, world-class entertainment.
It's a wrestling game.
Quote, and offer a...
That's what it sounds like.
This is, but hold on. It will offer a, quote, deeper, quote, playing experience than anything up until now. All right? Now, forgive my pessimism. All right? Forgive me. I'm sorry. But somehow I think that that's a pretty fucking bold statement coming from the guy who gave us Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. Now, I love that game, but you can't tell me that you're going to go from DOA Extreme Beach Volleyball to world-class entertainment. Not going to happen.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do.
I do want to see what he's going to do next. I want to see what he's going to do.
Maybe he's
because
gonna wait-
He's been so dead alive,
Well,
Ninja Gaiden, that
Yeah.
I'm happy he's being forced to do something new.
Speculation is
I wish
that
he would talk all this shit and hype me up to ridiculous levels.
that what?
he
and then
wants
fail.
people believe he wants to make a World War II game.
Hi.
You think I
Are you
I agree
serious?
with you. I agree with
He
you.
wants
Maybe
to-
a first-person shooter, but did you just pull that out of your ass, or have you
No.
really read that?
He
No.
wants to make a World War
He
II
says
game.
he has said in interviews that he finds the Pacific theater of World War II very interesting.
Maybe
that he feels like
he'll
no
make
one
a
has
dope-ass,
properly
like,
done it.
Dogfighting game.
What if,
Dude, he
what if
obviously didn't play Electronic Arts Medal of Honor.
This isn't world
It's a totally
class.
faithful
this is
recreation of that
and
war.
this is not world class entertainment. But what if he's like, I'm going to do World War Pacific theater from the Japanese point of view?
Oh, he's gonna
And we're
woo-
going
he's
to
gonna
fuck up Pearl
gonna
Harbor,
woo it
baby.
up, dude. We're gonna show you
world
what the-
class.
we're gonna show you what the
See
Asian
it from
needs
our
to do,
eyes,
dude.
motherfuckers. I'm going to even add some boob 6-axis control for all you bitches. Yeah, that would be interesting, huh?
So this
I
is
would,
actually
I would play a kamikaze plane
Driven by a
flying
Big
missions
for
to
Pearl
die.
Harbor.
If your mission is to crash the plane, you can handle that game, dude. You'd be all over
It
a
could
flight
happen.
simulator with the missions to crash.
It could happen.
So this last news story is actually one of the most interesting of the week because
it blows
I
my mind.
really wonder when companies do this, what do they see from it? And the head of Dungeons and Dragons Online, head of Turbine, came out and actually talked about what a success it has been for giving Dungeons and Dragons Online out as free. And I was
That's
like, that's
crazy.
a sign of death when you do that.
That's what we said.
That's what
We
I
talked
said.
about that
Yes.
here, that we were like, is this going to mean the end?
And we actually had thought it was. Well, he comes out and says the free-to-play model has actually increased their business by 500%. That they've already gained, over 1 million different
500% is like a ton when it comes to MMOs.
It is.
Yeah,
And
it
they
is.
said they've gained 1 million new players since the 2009 launch, and their subscription base has doubled.
Really?
I mean, they've doubled the actual
You know
paying
what?
users
There's
by
no-
going free to play.
There's no PvP in it though.
It's not, but let me tell you, it's totally, if you're into instances, it's that kind of game, instance after instance, where you try to solve puzzles and beat
Yeah.
bosses.
Yeah, and you have to have
Each is
different
its own
class
contained
makes up.
story.
Think about
I
it.
mean, it's pretty cool.
There's a
I mean,
lot of D&D heads out
There
there.
are
Well,
a
let
lot
me
of
tell
DD
you-
heads, but
let me
fuck, I
tell
need
you what is
PvP
absolutely
in
awesome
some
about
way,
it.
shape, or form, dude.
The game was designed for the 360 controller.
Really? You think they might?
Except for typing, you can play that entire game like as a warrior. I played.
Yeah,
as,
you're right.
With the 360 controller, it was originally going to come out on the machine, and it was designed for it. And it's just a totally unique experience. And I actually went back and played it again. I mean, I played it when it originally came out, and went back and played it again when it was free, just to see what I got.
I played it a little bit, but
And it's not that bad. Of course, it's not World of Warcraft, but it's a different style of game. It's not one that you would hate playing. But, I wish other games like Ion, I really wanted to try, but I don't want to throw down $50 and find out I don't like it.
yeah.
Star Trek, I know you dissed on it, but I would try it at a free-to-play and switch that to a
I've heard
subscription
mixed
if it
things
was
about
good.
it. Guys, they were not making zero because there there was still, if they said they doubled their subscription base and they're up to 1 million people, then
So they had
were still
500,000 people.
They were, I mean, are they still coming out of the hole for how much they put into production? Probably, but at least they're like in the, in the green now, or getting there.
No, he said the game is now officially a hit. They're profiting from it now. I mean, I would assume when you say a game is a hit that you're actually making some money on it.
Who doesn't play a freaking MMO for PvP, dude?
But listen, D&D people, they get together and they're like, we need a thief, we need a mage, we need a warrior, we need this.
Even World of Warcraft, look, they're still completely full PvE servers.
Right.
They're always full. They're always
think
full.
about it from the D&D perspective. You and I fucking rolled a few dice in our time. You know, like we weren't like, all right,
all about beating bosses
we're gonna go one-on-one. Like, when did we ever in the world of pencil and paper RPGs ever go, let's PvP?
Just so you
Never.
know, you
Never.
can
That's
PvP
their
in it
mentality.
if you want. There is a zone for PvP.
There's like dueling,
but it's for
dueling.
fun. It's
They're
for
more
fun. There's
interested
nothing
in
on the
like,
stake.
let's role play and let's get a fucking guy to
Let's LARP.
Speaking of
which, like on the weekends, just like
right
3
over
blocks
here
from your house.
Remember
dude.
his birthday? There were all those LARPers
Yeah, you
out
got
there.
the LARPers, dude.
Ichi needs to go up there and represent. We need to roll up there with like some Master Chief helmets and shit.
No, that was a different LARPing crew.
Oh,
there's the
another one?
LARper crew.
This
that's
is the
just
rival
right up
LARPing
here,
crew.
dude. Like
There's
by
an even
the tennis
closer
courts. It's fucking hilarious, dude. To drive by and see them out there, they're all like,
What would happen if we just went out there and started shooting them with like Nerf darts
With
or
the Black
something
Wolf.
like that? I mean, like, do you think they would get violent?
No, I think they'd get pissed if we just did it. But if we dressed up like Master
role
Chief
play,
or
right?
something,
As long as we role play,
yeah. If we rolled up,
they would be okay with us fucking their shit up.
Like, yeah, hey, dude.
I think we should do it, dude. I think we should absolutely do it.
We should do it. We need to get one of the ladies to film it because it would be brilliant. It would be brilliant.
Oh, that was a good one. So
How am I
Ready
way
to
off?
just move
I
into
miss
it?
Ultima Online too, guys.
I'm not way off.
I miss
Rico.
Ultima Online.
You're
I
way
read
off.
that too, and I was like, "Yep, I'm with you there, dude."
I miss Ultima Online too, dude.
If I really did, if like a DeLorean was parked out front of my house and I could reach 88 miles an hour and go back in time, you guys would be surprised because I would go back to 3059 T Street and I would knock on the door and I'd be like, "Bitches, get out of the way."
Yeah, I gotta think. That was
I'm
during
from
the period I
future
met
and
my
I wanna
wife.
play some UO.
Had the
Yeah.
best gaming in history. We just discovered downloading movies off the internet. It was like,
Remember
holy
we saw
cow,
the,
dude,
remember,
we were in
Get a
heaven.
movie
no,
off the
remember we
internet?
saw Blair Witch on freaking VHS
And we
had no idea what it was.
what it was,
Someone
like, at
gave
all.
us.
No, it wasn't VHS. We
It
got it off
wasn't.
the internet. It was our
Right.
first
But it was
movie to
like-
get off
Was
the
it?
internet.
It was like, we didn't know. We had no idea what it was. Like, it was like, it was just, oh my God, you have to, we thought it was real. We had no
Yeah.
idea. We totally got, and look at the internet now. I mean, holy
Yeah,
shit.
there's no way they could do that again because that shit
Yeah.
would leak.
All right.
But dude, that's when we shared a dial-up.
Now, don't say that, dude. 'cause
3 dial-ups.
Paranormal did it
Yeah,
this summer.
well, we used 3 dial-ups.
Yeah,
but-
and then they would call us and be like, there are actually 700 hours in a month, but you guys have used 1,259. How is that exactly possible? I don't know. Maybe we kept logged in and they never got
Yeah,
it. So.
no.
We are going to now move on to our reviews, guys, and I think the first one would be the most appropriate to hit is probably this one right here.
Wait.
Mag.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I didn't know you had
Mag.
anything for it, dude.
I do. So I'm just going to let you kind of like rock and fire and play this. And actually,
Well,
I need to
Mag
use
was
the
one of those.
bathroom,
It's one of
so-
those games that I have been hesitating to buy, and I didn't. Went and rented it, and I wanted to see what it was like. Is it worth my purchase? And I will tell you that I've played all the SOCOMs, but I really wasn't digging another third-person shooter. So I'm really happy to say, first off, that Zipper went first-person with this one. I mean, it really let me jump in, from playing the Call of Duty to feel at home in the world and be able to zoom in and kill people almost right away without having to feel any kind of disorientation. The big thing that Mag has going for it is the number of players. When you look at just a surface level, it's very similar to a Call of Duty game, guns, shoot people. But what it has going for it is the number of people that you can fight. And right away when you start the game, the very first thing you have access to is Team Deathmatch, and right at the beginning, it's 32 people versus 32 people.
Right, and then you can unlock more.
You
right?
keep unlocking new levels, but even that very first game that you play and see 32 versus 32, and it found everyone quickly, loaded me quickly, like practically no wait time before I was in a squad and starting a game.
Now, is that because there's not a lot of players playing?
No, that's because there must be a ton to fill up the servers that fast. I mean, I played Left 4 Dead 2 in its heyday and still had to wait sometimes.
Okay.
And I was able to get into a game right away, and right away I was playing, running down and shooting people, and I love that. You know, I was really worried about something this size taking forever to get into a game, and I'm happy to say you can get into a game very quickly.
And that was
right away.
That was one of the things that you were so like.
I was
every
like, oh
single
my
time
god,
you
I don't
brought
want to
it
wait
up.
for 256
Right.
people to K up. So knowing that right away really made me happy. The fact that it felt so close to the other games that I've played and not kind of foreign like, you know, the SOCOMs feel, let me get into it right away. And I was worried, is it going to be one of those games where you run forever and die quickly? And I'm sad to say that yes, it is when you first start it. I ran all the way, finally found out where the shit was going down and died. But then once you start to learn the maps, that starts to go away. So it has a tough learning curve. Like I had to push through my first couple of maps and then to really get a feel for it.
Can I ask you a question? A lot of these guys are like, oh yeah, you have to remember that Force is level 7. You know, like, do you think that makes your opinion any less?
Well, let me finish because
Okay.
I'll justify that.
I'm just curious.
So when I played my first couple of team death matches, you know, like I said, I was getting my ass kicked a lot, and then I get a message from an EG member who's like, dude, come join our game. So I joined their game. I'm playing with people who are talking to each other, who all know each other. We have someone who is made level, I don't know, I don't want to quote what level he is, but he's enough to be squad captain. And he was able to give us orders. And I'd been playing team deathmatch, and all of a sudden I had a domination game where there's 2 bombs on a map and we have to control them. And having a focused point where you know shit's going to be, all of a sudden changes the dynamic of the game as opposed to team deathmatch where everyone's kind of wandering around, you know, hidden. All of a sudden I know where the action's going to be.
Right.
I'm playing with people who I like. You're getting XP for killing people, but one of the things that I love about this game is that a squad leader can give you an objective. He can say, go here and defend this, and if you happen to be there and defending, instead of getting 5 XP a kill, you're getting 10 XP a kill because you're following your team orders captains. So all of a sudden I'm going from earning 60 to 100 XP a match to now all of a sudden I'm earning 200 to 500. And it was like, oh my god, as soon as I was with people who knew what they were doing, it was like a totally different game.
Which, I mean, you've got to expect that to be the case because in a lot of these games that we play, it sort of feels very free-for-all-ish. You know, even when I play
Exactly.
like Sabotage on, or, you know, Domination on Modern Warfare 2, I'm never really like, guys, come on, let's, you know, like rallying or anything like that.
But you know when we play Call of Duty, what the difference is between a random match and then all of a sudden we're with EG people. It's a totally different experience when you're playing even Modern Warfare with people. But here, it makes you appreciate playing with people you know even more. And here's one of the unique things I knew about is that I was level 7. I'm talking that Domination was like a 128-player match. And then they got to ask me to go to, I don't even remember the name of it right now, but the huge objective-based mode, where it was 256 players. Like I wasn't high enough level, but since I was with someone who invited me to it, I got to join the game.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks kind of shitty.
No,
like,
it doesn't.
Graphically,
It doesn't look shitty. Not when you see exactly how big the stages are and that there's 256 people running around in it and that you don't feel frame rate. Yeah, the Call of Duty engine, the graphics are much better, but your stages are very tiny. Think about how tiny your stages are.
Yeah.
So you can do really high dense graphics without having a long distance. This game does not, frame rate's not a problem, even with all those people going on. At least from what I experienced. But let me talk about when I got into this ground control unit, where it's all of a sudden we have to tackle these two towers. We destroy these 2 radio towers. Then we get to go in and destroy the fuel tanks. And then the fuel tanks open up the main base, and we have to go in there and sabotage the computers. And then once you sabotage the computers, we can take out the nuclear weapons. And having this stage where it's just one stage, but it feels like it evolves. Like I have this huge battle in this section to begin with around these missile silos, and all of a sudden there's these huge battles that happen at this warehouse, and then all of a sudden there's these huge battles in this car field. You know, it just feels like there's several stages that you go through.
Okay, so someone wants to know, how do you handle like so many people? Like, well, I guess you haven't gotten to this point yet, but like,
well, here's the way
when
it works.
you have like 256
Is that when you play the
versus
game?
256.
That's what I was worried about. Is that would it just be chaos? But what happens is when you play the game, there's almost always objectives on both sides of the field. So every game, instead of just having A and B spawn, there's now 4 spawns. And now your squads spawn in 2 different spots. Like you choose, you want to be on the left side of the map or the right side of the map. So what that does is it makes it so like most of the action, like there's really only maybe 32 to 64 players in this chunk of the map, another 64 in this chunk of the map. So the battles spread out.
And can I just ask a quick newbie question? How is the? Please go back to what you're talking about. But is the health system like hide and regen?
No, what they do and what it makes it unique is that it's not a hide and regen. This is one of those where one hit will kill you.
Right.
But you can take some damage, switch
saw
to your
this guy
heal kit,
get
stab
hit a
yourself,
lot.
and heal
Okay,
yourself.
Yeah, all right.
And you can get squad mates who are healers. Once you level up, like I actually screwed up. I put my points into the wrong shit. They're like, dude, you should have put your stuff into healing. You get all this extra XP from reviving people, but you can fall and choose to wait to get revived. So when you're with a really good team, you can keep getting up. You
Gotcha.
can go for a while. You can
And-
get a lot of money out of one life. Like I said, when I played, it was a lot of running and dying. When I was with the crew who knew about it, I got a lot more money's worth for each life.
Okay.
And I really like that.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So I want you to know
So
overall.
is it all objective based, or is there like a team deathmatch?
I told you
or-
start with team deathmatch if you
Yeah.
want, but it's 64 players.
But
team
can you
deathmatches.
go back to those lower
You can
levels
at any
and play
time. You
at
can
any
choose
time?
them, and there's shit that I can't speak on because I never experienced because I didn't level up high enough. So there is that constant, feeling of progression, and the new modes actually felt really different from each other, and I like that. Now here's one of the drawbacks from it, is that the maps, you don't get very many maps with it. The maps are absolutely gigantic. Technically, each map is really 4 maps because you could really spawn in 4 different zones and it'd be a totally different experience. But the number of maps is very limited, which bums me out. And the fact that it's multiplayer only really makes me hesitate to spend $60 on it. I was telling Wheat, if this was $39.99 in the store, I'd go snag it right now. It's really tough for me to justify $60 for an online-only game because I just know my experience with online-only games make them hot for 2 weeks, and then I forget about them.
Yeah, but everything that you've said, it seems like you've been having enjoyable experiences.
Here's the problem. I'm still thinking about it. I really want to get it. I really want to go back and snag it. I really am just like looking for... I don't want to pay $60. I'm just waiting for the first person to offer it. Maybe even at $55, I jump on it. Just because for some ridiculous reason I spent money on renting it. Now I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to end up paying $65 for it. But it's one of those games where, I really enjoyed it. It feels different enough from Modern Combat. It's tough that I don't know Battlefield Company 2 if it owns its ass.
Can you comment
I'm
on
never
the
going
whole-
to think about it again if it owns its ass.
a
But
lot
right
of-
now I'm thinking about it.
A lot of people who play MAG are like, it takes skill because there is no auto aiming. You really have to have some decent aim when you're doing it. Can you comment on the thought of?
I don't even games that have auto aim. I never really feel them, and usually I don't have that on anyway because it screws up your cursor.
Right.
So I feel like I do good when I want to do good. When I get into those right moments, like usually when I die, I know I got shot from behind or some dumbass sniper. But when I know what I'm doing, I can plug bitches. And they go down fairly quickly, which is kind of nice too because you have the opportunity to bring them back up. But it's common to see you nail 5 or 6 guys in one life.
Can I assume that it has something very similar to Modern Warfare 2 in terms of level up your weapons? Now you can do this. Now
you get more access to more weapons. People kept bitching about Sever. I hate it when I play Sever. It just felt like bad guys. Like I didn't really feel like once I was kicking my ass more. I just, I kicked ass when I wanted to kick ass no matter who I was playing against. It's kind of unique in that the team deathmatch, you only play with your clan. So there's none of that bitching about weapons because you all have access to the same shit.
Okay.
It's when you get into the big matches and there's 3 different factions that I heard my teammates bitching about it all the time. But
Texas-
I mean, every side was able to
Texas
kick my ass.
Jordan just said that he's going to buy you this game so that you come and play with them.
Dude, if I had it, I'm telling you right now, if I had it in my house, I'd be playing it. I'm really waiting for an excuse to get it. It's
All
tough.
right.
I mean, it's tough this world that I know Modern Warfare can give me a killer single-player experience plus a killer
I'm in the same boat, dude.
multiplayer.
There's every single time I watch MAG, I hear the EG guys talk about it. I listen to their experiences. They talk about it, on Call and Brawl, whatever, I'm always like intrigued by it. If there was nothing out right now, if I was not
You'd
Heavy
be on
Rain,
it, yeah.
I would be all over it. And I think I'm kind of like you. I don't know.
I will tell you, it's
think I'm
tough
just
because
gonna
you
buy
want
this
those
shit,
breaks
dude.
where,
I
it's
swear
one of
to
those
God, I
things
think
where you
I
want
am.
just like to go kill people for a
I'm
little bit.
done with Modern Warfare 2.
I think I am too.
I'm done. I want to play something different. So I should. Maybe tomorrow. That'll be my. I've got to go to.
I've got to beat
Smite's.
Heavy Rain and get it off my mind.
Well,
You
but I
have
need
to both beat
See,
Heavy
but
Rain.
I like to play Heavy Rain at night, dude.
Why?
I know.
Because I like it to play it with the lights dimmed and my shit all loud and like just kind of it gets me, you know. In the mood.
God, it's gonna take you fucking forever
What?
to beat that game, dude.
It's the same way with Dead Space. Like I won't play that game unless it's like past 10 o'clock.
I'm playing
There's no-
Heavy Rain the second I wake up tomorrow. Might even skip the morning piss and cereal just to jump right
Really?
into it.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
dude. How
I'm
can
gonna
you
go-
not
I'm
be
gonna do-
compelled to just keep
I'm gonna
playing
do
it to be like,
StarCraft 2
I
tomorrow
when
morning.
Dude, I wish I was playing that too. I really do wish I was playing against you.
I just couldn't put the game down, dude, at all. I was like, I
All right.
gotta keep playing this.
We
I
are done
gotta
with
know
this
what's
one.
gonna happen.
You want to? I feel
I
the
don't-
same way, but like
Should we move on to my other short? Like I don't really want to talk about it very long. I just
want to keep that for next week. 'Cause
Okay,
we're
yeah,
we
not-
can.
yeah. Let's just do Tatsunoko versus Capcom
All right.
real quick.
Okay.
Are we cool with that?
I
Yeah.
want to hear you talk about a Wii game.
I know.
What are you gonna do next week?
I know.
AVP?
So, what?
You're gonna do AVP next week?
No, we're
No,
doing
I wanted to
AVP
talk
tonight.
about the Resident Evil 5 experience, but
yeah,
I'll save
but
that.
we'll
I'll save
we'll
that.
save that for next week. I don't think anyone's gonna wait on that. So Tatsunoko versus Capcom, guys. All I gotta say is, I'm a sucker for a good fighting game. Love Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Think it's fucking fantastic. I played the arcade version of Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. I played it.
I
in
didn't
a
know
few
there
of the-
was one.
Yeah.
Was
that's
it
where-
3D?
Yeah, exactly the same way.
Huh.
But it has a higher res than that. That's
Oh, of
why I
course,
said it looks
yeah.
like shit. But this is the game that is like so close to just being like, dude, just buy the Wii. Your kid will
Really?
because you want to know why? Because I'm not buying the Wii for me, right? But I know I'll play Metroid.
I
Maybe
know.
if forced twist my arm, I would play Super Mario Galaxies. But I know my kid would play that one. I know my kid wants to play new Super Mario Brothers so bad, and he needs to evolve in the games that he's playing. And so I think that the Wii is a good
Next step.
and people are gonna be like, oh my god, that's the worst excuse ever. But it's like, dude, you see the games that he's playing, and right now I just want to throw everything at him that I possibly can, because he's just it's fucking awesome.
And you're sick of
So-
watching him kill babies
Dude.
with spider hands coming out of women's nipples. You're
Right.
tired
When
of
I
watching that all the time.
played the game, it didn't make me be like, God, man,
He plays 360
I
all the
really,
time.
really wish I can get a Wii for this game. I was like, why can't they put this game out on the 360 or the fucking PS3?
I know.
I was pissed, dude.
I think they will. I mean, I would like to.
I will
They
buy
will-
it
they
when it
will
comes
not
out.
do
I
it.
will. I will.
They have no plans on doing it. Will
Look,
not happen
I'm not
for a
telling,
while.
I'm not telling you that this game is so great that you should all spend $200 on the Wii. I've got other reasons to buy the Wii. This is another reason where I'm like, yeah, but I could have Tatsunoko versus Capcom, and every time that the guys come over or whatever, we could just play a game, because it's an awesome pick up and just beat the fuck out of each other fighter.
Yeah.
Can I
That's
say?
why
Can I
love
say
it.
what Tatsunoko has going for it is that Street Fighter is very intimidating for me, because it's really, you got to know all 6 buttons to be really effective in Street Fighter. All 6 play a part. Tatsunoko put it down to 3. I mean, technically there's 4, but really you can get away with just the 3 main buttons.
That's so
And
lame.
I like that it still makes me feel super badass, but yet I don't have to memorize 6 different buttons. I love the fact that it's like a nice bridge.
Dude, don't
it's
forget,
a nice bridge
don't
for
forget
new
that-
people.
Yeah, don't forget, Marvel vs. Capcom was only 4 buttons.
There's only 4 buttons.
I
but
think
when
a
you
4th
play-
button would have been nice, dude.
You have
Like
4
two
buttons.
kicks and 2
You have a
punches.
light, medium, heavy, and then
but
a
like
partner button.
light, medium, and heavy, and the
But, I mean, you
medium
could
is
do
a
partner
kick,
button
and
by
it's
hitting
like
2
light
other buttons,
punch and
correct?
hard punch. I want 2 kicks. I want 2 punches.
All right, okay.
Well, anyways, you don't
Okay.
get that in this one.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I like
Yeah,
the
it's just
fact
the combo system.
I like the fact that they've simplified it a bit. I like the fact that a lot of the moves carry over between characters. I like that I can pick the new Tatsunoko characters,
And
which
not
I will
feel
tell you.
completely
Let me tell you, when
lost.
I got this from Blockbuster, and the dude goes to get it, he's like, "So I just want to make sure they got you." I'm like, "It's Tatsunoko, dude." Like he had no idea what he was looking at. But I like the fact that these characters that I know nothing about, I can still jump into them and they feel good. I like that Capcom threw in, Onimusha. I love that sword dude from Onimusha.
Right,
I love that
right.
they threw in other games Darkstalker characters. I love that they threw in, Frank West that you could play as.
They only had one rival school character though, and that sucked.
It does if you like that.
I
if you're a
love
fan.
rival
But the fact
schools.
is, how long has it been since you've seen a rival school dude in a game? So I mean, that's sweet that they even
Yeah,
have one.
yeah.
And
they picked probably one of the better ones to put in there.
I like
guy.
that they do something that I've never seen done before in this game, in that they have bosses. Like real bosses.
Right.
And the
which I
fact
just
that you
think
can
is
play,
lame.
I mean, they're
Look,
kind of
you know
they're
what? I
totally
don't care
gimmicky. I'm
about
not
the
going to argue
single player.
with that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with that,
It's
but it's neat
different.
that you can pick two people or you can pick one guy who's gigantic and fills the screen. Like it was it's not like Seth,
Right.
who's really just a copycat of other shit. This was a huge screen-filling boss that requires a lot of shit to take down, and even playing as one, it's kind of fun. But, I mean, the fact that we haven't really seen that before, and that was unique. And I love that there is constant eye candy happening in the games. Like, holy shit, like nothing else we've seen before.
And they take
there are animations
Right.
exploding all over the place.
Right. And of course, they take the damage into the extreme where you're doing
I just
like
did 36
5
billion damage.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
5 billion damage.
So I mean, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm not like go out buy a Wii $200. What I will say is that the game was fun, fresh, and unique enough. It works good on the Wii. Force had, of course, the classic controller
and you had
a Wavebird.
and a Wavebird, and both of them controlled fine.
But I would never own this game and buy a fight stick for it because that would be a waste of money.
Yeah.
What I am saying is that if I had that white
When you
piece
got to
of
touch
shit,
the classic controller, it felt pretty good on a pad as opposed to an analog stick.
it felt okay.
It didn't feel okay. The pad on that controller felt really good. The D-pad.
I'd still rather play on.
I would rather play it on my 360, to be honest.
Not the 360 D-pad. Screw that.
Yeah, I would.
Then that classic controller has the best D-pad. It's better than the PS3 version. It's better than the
tiny,
360
though.
version.
It's so fucking
It's hard
little,
to do.
dude.
It's hard to do shurikens, I think.
I felt like it was one of the best I've played. I felt like I did better in that one, and maybe you guys can back me up, that I actually stood a chance against you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
of course it's unique to you guys, too. So we all had that experience where I wasn't playing something where I just automatically got my face owned because you've been doing it for years. So it was a lot of fun. It was the most fun I've had with a fighting game in a while.
Nice. So I mean, again, it's like $50. If there is a
Really?
Wii, if there's a Wii in my house,
In your house, and you're looking for an
Anytime
excuse
soon,
to dust it off.
I will end up.
You really
buying this
think
one.
a 2D fighter's worth $50? Like this? On
Hell
the Wii?
yes, you get a ton of content.
Dude, it's worth it to me because it's fun as shit when we sit down and
You
play
got to
it.
understand too
You know,
that
Ed,
it
my-
has online play also.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, I
so
didn't realize
and
that.
also,
Okay.
I'm probably not going to sit around and I'm going to practice up for the next time. It's totally one of those where it's going to be like, yo, let's throw in Tatsunoko and fucking go at it.
Yeah.
It's a nice little Capcom experience. It doesn't disappoint.
Street
so.
Fighter 4 is different for me though. Fish sticks,
We play that too,
Yeah.
but with fight sticks and stuff. There's a craziness to the versus game. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You don't get that with Street Fighter. You get some ridiculous shit and some crazy comebacks.
Well, I like
and
the fact
I like
that if Street Fighter just brought you to the scene, like maybe if that's one of your first games that you've played, try this one.
I did.
If you download a Marvel vs. Capcom this summer for the first time,
I did
try
get
this
Super
one.
Puzzle Fighter HD remix the other day.
For $4.99?
Yeah.
I thought it didn't happen till next week.
They have a pack on the PS3. They have a package. You can buy them all right now for $50. Every one of them.
And you did that?
No, I didn't.
But you can get Puzzle Fighter for
I got
$4.99.
Puzzle Fighter for $4.99.
Getting it. Getting it tonight.
So
Kick
All
my
right.
wife's ass.
You are going to get it tonight?
$5? Hell yeah. She'll totally play it.
I don't know. Is that already out? So Tatsunoko vs. Capcom for the Wii gets a thumbs up. I'm totally down. If a Wii graces my living room anytime soon, you will see me buying this game. Of course, you should know that Force rented it, brought it over 2 weeks in a row. We played the shit out of it. That didn't make me drop $200 on a dime, but I'll get this when I eventually do get a Wii. So that is that. Man.
next game, huh?
Potential
Yeah.
game of the year.
Yeah.
Potential
shittiest game of the year.
Not
from what I
shitty.
understand.
I would say maybe more in the disappointment
Really?
arena.
Because when I last talked to you, you're like, I think Force is going to be mad at me because this game is pretty much
I'm gonna
empty tampon box.
I'm going to definitely be a bit more reserved on this review than I would like to be, because in all fairness, this game couldn't even keep me interested enough to get like more, to play more than I should have. For example, I played a single player, more of the Marine, a little bit of the Alien, a little bit of the Predator. Never tried survivor mode because at that point I was just like, I'm not going to commit to a mediocre title. You know?
That sucks to hear, because like, how could you fuck this up? Dude?
I want to say, before I'm not putting my credit on the line on this game, because you got to understand that Aliens, Predator 2 are two of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, Aliens probably is my favorite movie of all time. Aliens versus Predator, when it came out on the PC, I loved it. When the exact same game came out a few years ago and it was called Aliens vs. Predator 2, I loved it. And the exact same game is out again 5 years ago, or 5 years later, 10 years later, and I still kind of like it, dude.
Really?
I'm not about to say I love it, but I did kind of like it.
All I've heard is
I enjoyed playing as a Marine.
I
enjoyed seeing those settings that we were.
I believe that you are such a fan of that lore. I mean, out of all of us, there's no doubt when it comes to
know that shit, dude.
You've read the original comic. Like, you've been. I haven't even seen all the fucking Aliens versus Predators movies, But like,
dude, the last one.
I still love Aliens.
I liked it. I'm one of those few that liked it.
The point being is that for me, I wanted this game to take that universe and just totally fucking like rock my world. And I want to tell you guys the moment that I knew that this game was not going to be okay for me. I started up the Marine campaign. They have a little in-game cutscene, and you're in this ship and you're getting ready to fly off to some planet because there's a xenomorph infestation. And you're in first person and you strap in. Something happens, and the soldier across from you goes, "Hey, rookie, you better strap yourself in." And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you, okay? Why can't I be the fucking super badass who has been fighting aliens for like 30 years? And I'm like this hardened soldier. I have to be the fucking rookie, which instantly just, like, it just totally pushed me away with this like generic fuck you feeling.
How did you not know when you got a game called Aliens vs. Predator, known the history of the franchise, and gone in there being like, dude, I want a really deep story? I mean, you knew that wasn't going to happen.
Dude, I wasn't even looking for
You knew that wasn't going to happen.
He's not looking for a deep
Who cares
story.
if you're called the
He
Rookie?
doesn't-
You could be called Generic Face 1. And it wouldn't have made any
you might
difference
as
in the
well
movies of the
be called
universe.
Generic Face
Then
One.
why play this game?
Because
why?
what happens right when you drop in the game?
You take out the atmosphere. You fucking realize that when you break down all of the... and I'm going to play some fucking footage here. You realize that when you break down a lot of the... a lot of the scenarios that you're doing, that it's just not that great a game. And it's not that compelling. And...
Okay, there's no story. The story's bullshit. All right? There are no new ideas. You will go from point A to point B and kill a bunch of shit on the way there. When you get to point B, you're going to have to hack a door that's going to require a minute of standing in one place while defending yourself. You are going to do this objective 10 to 15 times over and over. But for some strange reason, I love being a Marine with my pulse rifle, blowing the shit out of aliens as they come at me from all directions. I thought the aliens looked good. I thought the guns felt real.
It does.
I thought the sounds were awesome. Do I think that it delivered a compelling campaign that's going to win awards for its writing? No. But at the same time, for just some silly reason, I loved it as just like Aliens, the arcade game. Let me throw you in as a Marine and see,
let me
see
ask
how
you
it
a
feels.
question. This is how I feel about this game. If you took this franchise and gave it to Infinity Ward,
dude, listen, we have not seen an Aliens versus Predator game yet.
I know, but
That
do you
lives
know
up
what
to
I'm
the
saying?
name.
Like, you
I'm
realize
not.
what
I'm not
saying?
arguing
Like,
with you there.
That's what I want.
They have done the same game that they have done. This is the third time they have
You
done
know
the
what?
exact
Hold
same
on.
game.
DDDD3, you're so full of shit. Like, that is totally not fair to say. There's just nothing redeeming about it for me as a gamer. Anyway,
Okay, well, let me keep talking, all right? So we play the Marine campaign, and you said, it's dark as hell, and I agree it was dark as hell.
And it did.
And that was annoying. The Game Informer said it best, dude. It was like trying to read a book in the dark with a laser pen. Okay? The light sucks in the game. But let me say, to its defense, the stages do change. You do get to some late areas. Most of all, though, there's no shit that the Marine campaign is way too dark. But it also made the game incredibly tense. Even though I had an indicator and I had a general sense of where the enemy was going to be, it was still incredibly nerve-wracking to have them coming at me from certain places because they can kill you so quickly.
So in everything that you've played for us, what has been more tense? Any experience that you had in Aliens vs. Predator or anything on Heavy Rain?
Listen. I'm
But
coming
you know
at this from
saying?
stop talking. I'm coming at this from a fanboy's perspective.
Okay.
So I played through the Marine campaign, and I thought it was pretty good. And then I get to the Aliens, and all of a sudden you're in jungles, and it's lit up. And let me tell you guys, the graphics are not going to win awards, but they are not a disservice.
No, they're not.
They're
actually
not bad.
I have to tell you that my favorite thing about the game, although I love being a Marine with the pulse rifle and all what you expect, the sound effects, everything, I really liked how they did the alien. I felt like the movement was probably the best of all of them.
And how you could spin around all the entire environments.
Yep.
And actually, it's pretty
That was
disorienting when you first play it, but once you get used to it,
It's fun.
it's unique. Yeah. But the alien, when you play as that giant jungle, and then I don't know if you ever got to see this, but the alien actually melees a lot. And let me tell you, melee in a first-person game sucks ass.
Yeah.
But still, I'll melee people. But then you get to frickin' trophy them, and seeing the people that you pull their perfectly animated face right to the screen and rip the shit out of their spine, or take an alien and break his arm and then slam him over your knee and bust him, or pull out his own mouth and stab him with it.
Those are awesome, and I feel like that is probably that is the
one redeeming quality, maybe.
Right, exactly.
But and not only that, you get sick of. Most people would get sick of seeing the same thing over and over, but even at the end, I still love getting my trophy kills as a Predator.
By the way, I read that people were complaining about, the fact that sometimes you were left with just a pistol and it was hard to do anything against. And I actually had no problems with the weapons when I was
I didn't
playing.
have any problems all the way through with the weapons.
So if you hear that in any other
and I will
reviews,
tell you that there's a part in
bullshit.
the game, where you get the smart gun, the big two-handed weapon.
Right.
And it rapes face just like it does in the movie, and it felt pretty satisfying. I kind of like the way that they worked Lance Henriksen into it, with the Wayland Yutani shit.
Right.
But I'm not going to say, none of the stories were worth a shit.
No.
As the alien sequence, you actually get to a point where you learn that you can run around, quickly get behind someone and snap their freaking face and get to see a bunch of sweet animations, and you learn to cheese that system. And the game has a lot of that, but for some reason, still as a fanboy, I wasn't upset with my time. I still wanted to play through every story to the end. And I will tell you that I had a really good experience when I played Survivor. It's basically Aliens vs. Predators Horde mode.
Right.
Where you and 4 guys, it's just wave after wave of aliens, and you see how long you can last. And I played through this temple, and I loved it. And then I played through this warehouse, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, it's just a corridor. It's just this tiny little corridor. And then you play through it. Once you survive a couple waves, the corridor opens up, and then you go into a much larger area. And I'm like, this is pretty sweet. And then I beat that stage. I play that stage over and over. And then I'm like, back to the temple. There's only 2 stages that come with Survivor mode. And it was sweet each time I played each map.
Right.
And then I was like, I don't really want to do it anymore.
And
I played through multiplayers through a Marine. I had a lot of fun with it. I actually got 2nd or 3rd place. I kicked a lot of ass with the Marine. Everyone's like, you're gonna get raped playing as Marine, dude. Predator's the way to go. Aliens the way to go. And I had a satisfying experience with it, but it wasn't as good as Mag. I wanted to play Mag again.
Mag didn't look that good.
So
imagine.
everything about the game is total. I want to say B movie. It's like one of those sci-fi movies that for some reason you find yourself watching it all the way to the end. It wasn't good, but you weren't miserable with your time with it, and that's how it was for me. I wouldn't say buy it. I'd say $20. I wouldn't ever let this game escape you if you're a fan of the franchise. But it's not the abomination that some people have led us to believe. You know, this game is nowhere near a 5. And I've seen people throw that out, the 30% and the 50%. And I mean, the game is, you know, it's Force's definition of a 7. I really enjoyed my time with it, but it did nothing special or unique.
Then I would say the 5s are probably on track, Force, with your 11s and 10s.
No, I mean,
12s.
It's definitely not any higher than a 7. That's for
I
sure.
was telling Wheat, though, Ed, I was playing Heavy Rain, and guess what happened to me while I was playing it?
What?
I'm doing a
Did it glitch on
detective
you?
scene, goes to change scenes, and it froze on me.
Yeah, it glitched on me a couple times.
It did?
Yeah.
You automatically have to give it an 8. You just remember that next Friday.
Uh-oh.
Automatic 8.
No. Did it freeze?
There was just a couple times it got glitchy on me.
No, it froze. Hard lock.
Like there was.
I'm telling Wheat, I'm like, dude, my shit
Mine
hard
never
lock. While I'm
hard
talking to him
locked.
about it, I read that there's like a widespread problem with
Mine
it,
never
hard
hard
locking.
locked.
Yeah.
Mine just kind of glitched once. Like it
I'd
glitched me.
like
It
back
glitched
of
me
back
like
of the machine, hard code my
it
shit.
glitched
wouldn't
me
even
like in
activate my
Dragon's
button.
Lair when you're falling down and you hit the fucking side of the box and you jump to someplace else. Like it glitched me like out of a building and like I was getting an animation sequence that should have been happening in the building, but I was outside of the building and it was happening to me. It was like all kind of fucked up.
All right, I'm done with
I will
this-
say, you
this
know what?
footage here.
I strangely
Get that out
want
of there.
Aliens versus Predator to do well, just so they don't abandon the universe. Like I said,
Well,
I don't.
that's
I mean,
the
we're never
problem
gonna
is
get.
that,
We're never
like-
gonna get Infinity Ward, but I would love to see another
Why
studio
not?
take a crack.
That's what
at
I
it,
want to
dude.
see. Yeah.
Well, freaking Gearbox supposed to be making Aliens Colonial
In
Marines,
fact-
and now it like dropped off the radar, and I'm so pissed because I was so looking forward to seeing what Gearbox would do with the Aliens franchise. I mean, they gave us Borderlands. It was great. It came
Yeah,
out of
fuck
nowhere.
yeah,
Blew me
dude.
away.
Oh yeah, just don't like cell shade that shit or anything crazy like that. No.
Yes, exactly.
So I think we got about 15 or so minutes left. What do you guys
Let's
want
take
to
a
talk
couple.
about?
Or
You
we
wanna
want to
do
talk about Heavy
phones, or-
Rain.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take some phone
I
calls.
wouldn't mind
don't-
taking some phone calls, videos
don't
out
care.
there. I want to hear someone. I want someone agree with me that it's a freaking seal, dude.
that
It is not a seal, dude. It is a
No.
fucking bird.
If I can find my Skype over here. All right, we'll open up the phone lines here briefly as we have about 10 minutes. Excuse me, I said 15, I believe.
Zealot, even for an AVP fan, it's still a 7.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
There we go.
I am. You don't get much bigger of a fan than me.
Skype us at djWHEAT or telephone 909-581-8519. We'll take your phone calls. Hopefully that's all good and ready to go, and I don't need to worry about anything right there. But so I need to make sure that's turned on too. I obviously Heavy Rain is in all of our PS3s right now. Ed has beaten it.
I will tell you that when playing Heavy Rain, very early in the game, there's a mall scene, and I played through it, and I was like, oh my god, finally this justified my purchase. With 20 minutes into the gameplay, I felt like I made the right decision buying it. It was so good that I had to tell my wife, I'm like, stop what you're doing, please. Just sit down for 10 minutes and just watch this scene. And she was like, wow. I mean, it ended really dark, and she was like, all pissed at me. Why'd you make me watch that?
See, the
But I mean,
first part,
still, it was a
dude, that
video
first-
game that upset her what she saw.
That first part was so
And
boring to me, dude.
We'll get to that in a second.
No,
we got
I'm not-
Logan
the mall.
on the
The
line.
mall
awesome
was
movie.
the
Logan,
mall
what's
was-
up?
Hey, Wheat. I was just wondering, you were talking about possibly giving out some StarCraft 2 CD beta keys.
Yes.
I've been waiting fucking 11 years for this game, man.
Well, so the news is, if you haven't heard, Slasher has not given the keys yet, so hopefully Sunday or Monday. So next week there will be a key. Sunday on LO3 there will likely be
So
keys.
make sure all of you
Call and
watch
brawl,
Sunday.
We probably have a
If it doesn't
key.
happen Sunday, everyone watch Monday. If it doesn't
So,
happen Monday,
hey,
guys, all come back here
blame it
next
on
Friday.
Slasher, not me. Not me.
All right, I'll do that.
All right. But I'm serious. We are going to have some to give away. So just unfortunately not any tonight.
All right, cool, dude.
All right. Take care. Bye.
You
How
think
many- how
maybe
many
like
more-
deep down he's like, well, maybe if I
How
talk
many-
to him in person, like I can be the guy who gets it. Maybe if I'm the first one in.
Oh, shit. Yep, Logan. Wolverine himself calls
Dude,
in.
Kotaku today threw out free codes for General Knox
Look,
for this
is
demo.
Neltharion really giving out beta keys? He says, I'm going to post my third key next week in chat as well. So apparently, did someone really get a key
He did
from
post
the chat?
a key. Who knows if it's
He
legit?
did
I'd love
post
to
a
hear
key,
someone
yes.
who said if it was
Neltharion,
legit.
do you know that anyone got it for sure? I'd like to see that. I'd like to see if someone actually did.
So listen, so Kotaku
Yes.
like gives out free codes for General Knox's army.
Yes, yeah.
For Borderlands, and like check back, we'll be giving out more codes. So I'm like refreshing all day. I'm like trying to half teach my kids, and kind of trying to keep track of it. And I'm just lying. My kid's got top of the line education. It just happened to be testing day. But
Yeah, right.
that's exactly how people are with this StarCraft right now, though. I mean, they are like feverishly hunting everywhere for it. You see it popping up in every people's responses to posts and stuff. All these news stories kind of hint at, they'll I was reading this news story while playing StarCraft, or while waiting for a StarCraft. I mean, there's all these little sides to it. It's like
I did not realize just how lucky I actually
you are.
Was.
You are.
I mean, I'm a little surprised.
I've been looking for anything like buy a subscription to File Planet, get a key. I've been looking around to see is there anywhere I'm willing to spend money at this point to play the beta. Like I would pay a $10 subscription fee to someone.
Someone paid a fair amount to
someone I know. Hundreds. They're paying hundreds for keys.
I just heard, Ed. Just
what I
heard.
Yeah. Rumors.
Yeah, rumors.
Huh.
Yeah. I think people are going to start giving away their body parts next.
And let me tell you, with the
that.
maps that you have selections to, and the games that you've been playing, is it still feeling fresh or is it repetitive yet? StarCraft.
It's fucking awesome.
Still
dude.
awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
I was watching you play it last week, and there is something about just like the fantastically high res look of it, yet it plays just like what you thought it would.
It's really, really awesome.
It has a weird ambiance to it.
Even
watching
Gen
all the
Gen.
shit that happens at one time.
Jen was not only watching matches, but had a pretty good understanding where she would be like she would know when I was going in for attacks and be like, yeah, go, or know when they were trying to, rush me or whatever. So she's actually kind of gotten into it. And you were surprised to hear this, but she actually played the shit out of StarCraft. Now, not competitively on any level, but she's shown this interest like she had way back in the day for the original, StarCraft and Brood War. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say about it, dude. It's just really good. They had their first patch. They're trying to balance. They're doing these surveys that they're having all the beta players take, and
you aren't noticing any I know this dude's going to do this, or I'm just sick of getting raped in this style.
No, that's a part of playing the game, though. Is and that is part of Force. What has been so fun for me is that I have been trying to immerse myself into this game in the way that I know that a lot of these guys that are super competitive in the game, do, because I feel like that's the quickest way you learn about this shit. But it doesn't even matter what the gimmick builds or the cheese builds that people are doing, because in StarCraft, one of the beauties of the game is that you have these worker units that you can use to find out what the fuck they're doing. And that's a part of the game, And so getting to appreciate it at the same level that they do and feel like the game looks good enough, it's fun enough that other people are going to get excited about it in the same way, I think it's going to be big, dude. I think it's going to be one of those games that people are going to be like, everyone and their mom is fucking playing this game. So, all right, yes, thank you. We do have a phone call. We got 2 inches on the line. 2 inches, what's up?
What's up?
Yo.
Yeah.
Thanks for the shout out, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, awesome.
Kotaku had it coming. I don't know where they snagged. They must have someone must have sent it to him, because I didn't send it to him.
Yeah, they said reader Kyle sent this into us, and 2 inches is like, I didn't send him shit. So I don't know.
And
they jacked you, dude. They
2
jacked
inches.
you.
I'm a little like you really said I'm gonna film myself folding paper. What made you even decide to record that?
It was just because it was a cool install. I was just bored and I was waiting for the install, and I finished it. And, yeah.
Well, maybe you don't experience this, but I definitely do. How pissed are you when you sit through that install and then update?
Yeah. I just watched Tosh.0.
My update, I was telling him, my update took almost 20 minutes, dude, to update it.
And if you haven't watched that,
it's like a 200 meg update right out of the box. That's kind of sketchy.
Yeah, it was a pretty big update.
I didn't care. So?
I didn't care either, really.
Are you liking it?
Me and Val beat it this morning. We each did a playthrough. Yeah, it's probably one of the best games I've played in a long time.
Is it a game to you?
Yes.
Okay.
I was sitting, like, there are times where you're sitting on the edge of your seat, sweating
Totally.
over the decision you're about to make.
Totally.
That's a game to me.
I agree. Now, let me ask you this.
It's just so.
Obviously, you're happy with the $60 you spent. I think the other big question, and I'm not saying this myself. I'm just throwing this around because I've heard some other people throwing it around. Force has already said there's no way. You just said that it's one of the best games you played in a long time. Is it possible that this could be a Game of the Year contender? I'm curious to know what people think about that.
I would say yes, but I know it's not going to win.
Well,
it's more like in
I don't even
the
care
art
about winning,
direction
right? I'm
or
talking
voice
about-
acting. Like, it would not be in the best gameplay category. I don't think. I mean, just because we know the way that people operate. You don't first person
I think if there was
shoot
the most
anyone in it.
innovative,
I wish
It is pretty
was more
innov-
like
what I have to say. It is, for me, it's the most compelling story-driven video game I have ever played, and that's why I play it. Like, I can't put it down. I'm just like,
part of me almost
compelled
wishes
to
this
keep,
was its
like,
own
going
genre.
and
Like,
be
it wasn't
dude,
a game. Like they bill it as, interactive movie or,
and
choose your
people
own
who
adventure
compare
or
it
something.
to Indigo Prophecy, like, yeah, it's kind of like Indigo Prophecy,
is
but that
very-
game
it's
had
similar.
nothing on this.
Oh no, you can
you're
tell
right.
they stepped their game
has
up a
nothing.
notch.
The game has. You're absolutely right. But even as like, if you imagine that Indigo Prophecy is like 5% of what this game
let's
was,
just say
and even that game got me going.
If you played
so-
Indigo Prophecy and liked it, this game will freaking melt your face, dude.
Melt
Like,
your
it is
face.
that big of a step up.
Yes, I totally agree. And Indigo Prophecy was fucking awesome. There was some sweet stuff.
Yeah,
it was the thing.
I was not Indigo Prophecy.
The thing about Indigo Prophecy versus this is that Indigo Prophecy got a little fantasy. And this, like, I've not
It
had.
didn't get a little.
Okay, you're right. Indigo Prophecy was way fucking crazy. So they took the liberty of doing some crazy shit. But, like, everything they presented has been very much like, I've kind of heard it thrown around, too.
Still,
That it's sort of
Ari-
like the 7 of video game, a little bit.
Ari is kind of fantasy-ish.
It is, but it doesn't, it
doesn't make you feel or throw it out of context.
You're not, yeah.
I mean, still, you see a detective drive up in an old beat-up car, there's like a dirty look to shit. You don't feel like, this is like some high-tech futuristic world. This couldn't exist.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to beat it.
Although he
dude.
does, like,
I can't
detect
wait to
the
beat it.
pollen in the air from 20 feet.
I'm playing it on the
He thinks he's playing it as
hardest.
hard as shit.
I told
think
him
I'm
that
playing
he
it on
needed
normal.
to.
Tell me, I'm playing on, like, plays games I'm familiar with the controller. I was like, telling him, I'm like, that's what I think it said. Whatever it was when it came
Mine
up,
is
when
like
I began.
it's extremely familiar with the controller or something.
Yeah,
like,
that's the
that's
hard
the
one.
one I
the
picked.
extremely familiar one is the one everyone should be playing on.
Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
extremely familiar with the controller.
Fucking agree.
I think I'm playing on normal then. But it's still been intense as shit, and I've still screwed stuff up. Like, I couldn't imagine saying, I want it harder. I don't have very good reaction time. I'm not a Twitch-based dude.
Whatever. You're so full of shit. I agree with you, 2 inches. If you're going to play this game, bump it up in difficulty. It makes things that much more intense, too.
Now, are you pumped for are you going to be buying the DLC when it comes out?
Well, what's awesome...
I'm pissed that I bought it and I didn't freaking pre-order it.
Yeah, I got it from Amazon, so I get episode 1 for free. And basically, I will absolutely play the DLC
Sweet.
of this shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna play the DLC of it.
Awesome.
Yeah, for free.
I think I
from
bought
Amazon.
it today.
What do you mean?
There was a DLC for it.
You got a code in your box?
I don't know if it is in my box. I should check.
No,
but,
it's
like,
it's like March 5th, I think it's coming.
No, but I mean...
They
should-
released something today, though, didn't they? Like the taxidermist is what it was called. Look,
I
look
don't
today
know.
under downloadable
That's
content.
supposed to come out the second. That got pushed back to the second, I thought.
Oh, the second. Okay.
It did? I thought it was available today.
Yeah,
For
that
some reason, I
thing was
saw
to
it
be
there.
pre-ordered.
I was like, how does Ed even
Right
know the
on,
name of
Talik.
it? How would you even
Right
know the
on.
name of it?
Yeah, because I saw it on the downloadable content menu screen when I was looking at it.
I'm going to go try and put my code in then.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, I will check that out too because I should have gotten an email on that. So thank you for that. But yeah, I cannot wait. Next week we're going to talk about it. We will see. It will be It will be interesting.
I mean, should we just tell people right now you better freaking play it by then? I mean,
Yeah,
you can't
there will
have
be
a three-man
spoilers.
discussion
It will be
about
spoilers next
without
week.
talking about the
There will be
intensity of
spoilers
scenes.
next week.
Yes, I would say that we'll probably have to talk about it with spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about the whole thing.
And did you hear about the ending group?
There's 22 different endings.
22, yeah, 22
And that's all I
different
want to
endings.
know.
And
okay?
well,
Until I
know that
see
there's
one.
there's like an achievement for seeing all the endings, isn't there?
A trophy.
A trophy.
Yeah, there's.
Imagine how much
there's a
work
trophy
that
for it.
is.
No, I'm not broke.
Holy shit.
I just think from what I saw of Mag, it looks pretty shitty to me, dude. Like graphically, I don't think I'd be inclined to play it.
The graphics in MAG are serviceable. Like, the game has zero lag, and I think a lot of that has to do with the graphics. They weren't trying to push anything, but
That's what I said. Like,
They
the
do the
graphics
sub.
are not as shiny as Modern Warfare, but there's not as much shit going on in Modern Warfare. You know, the stages aren't
Yeah,
anywhere on this
exactly.
scale.
I think if I've got to go to Walmart tomorrow to shop for groceries.
Walmart's such a bitch. I spend more on like the movies than I do on the groceries when I go there. More on the games.
Maybe I will just stroll over
And buy Mag.
and just slip Mag in there. Tell me like how.
Put it right in between the beets and the onions.
Go
I don't know how I
rent
got
it. Go
there.
rent it.
Exactly. No, I tried to rent it. What? What are you looking at me all crazy for? Whatever.
Jen's like,
Well,
you're
you don't
not
like
buying
beets?
shit.
Why are you making that face? You don't like beets?
Tell him, Jen. So you're not buying it until you finish freaking playing through
Look,
motherfucking Heavy Rain.
Well, that is true, but the thing is that like you
Reward
know,
yourself.
People often look at like Jen and Art's relationship, and you know they might actually go, God, you know, I bet Wheat kind of takes advantage of it because he does buy a lot of games, and I'm sure the money go. Well, listen, okay, fiction wise, is where all of our money goes.
I can't tell you
So-
how many novels I see Jen reading of like a guy like this.
Warn me, dude. I'm going to go wash my eyeballs after the
shit.
show.
Fiction wise is like the e-reader, and you guys, my wife, I'm pretty sure on most days is actually not even fucking human, that she's cyborg, because she's like, gotta buy another $9.99.
She does that too when she reads. She goes, it's weird. It's uncomfortable to be by her when she's reading.
Next. So anyway, we'll see about Mac. We'll see. A lot of it just depends on the mood. I got Battlefield Bad Company 2 coming
Yeah,
next week.
I know.
That's the tough thing, is that I almost want to wait and know that Battlefield 2, if Battlefield 2 is the shit, I'm sorry, I won't play MAG. I mean, I want Battlefield for the single player no matter what. But if, you
That's
know,
why you
the
should maybe
multiplayer...
wait, maybe wait.
I think I'm gonna have to wait. We'll see.
Told
I don't
you, like
think
I said,
MAG is gonna
if
have
there
that.
was a
2
deal
inches,
on
thanks
it,
for your call, dude.
I don't
I can
think
get it.
MAG
I can
is-
get it for $60
care, man,
anytime
please.
I feel like it.
I think people are
If there was a
hyped up.
deal that made me say, "Go get it now," I'd do it.
People are hyped up in the hype of MAG right now, but I don't think there's a longevity to it. Honestly,
Well,
don't.
you got to understand that the
actually,
people
I
who get into
disagree.
that, Ed,
You think?
they're in it for a long haul.
And the
Those
reason
fans
why,
are
yeah,
into shit.
because a lot of people who are unhappy with SOCOM, which was a completely different game, not trying to compare the two, but there is that hardcore tactical group that has been playing since SOCOM. You know,
it plays to that crowd big time.
and play on a ridiculously hardcore level. So absolutely, I believe that this game might have like more legs in a kill zone. You know, because the SOCOM crowd were like, well, fuck you. If you're not going to support SOCOM, then we'll go play MAG, you know, and we'll have to see. So, yeah, people still play the shit out of Warhawk. So I can't really speak on it because I need to play it. We'll see what happens this weekend. But anyway, it's time to wrap up anyway. I got to tell you, I got like a couple things on my mind. It's like StarCraft 2 and Heavy Rain. And this week's been great. And I'm freaking super excited. But anyway. Next week will be Heavy Rain. I'll be playing Battlefield.
Dude, did you see Lost Planet 2 got confirmed split screen?
It did.
I didn't.
Are you stoked about
I saw
that?
that.
I am. I've been
Everyone
waiting to play
gets
something with
Wesker.
Wheat.
Oh boy, Wesker. So either way, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and that'll be soon enough, dude. I can't even think about beyond March right now.
So many games, dude. Come
So
on.
many games. so little
2010
time.
is the year of the gamer.
I hope so.
Maybe at least first half. I'm
Yeah,
starting to wonder,
second
like,
half
what are
might
we going to be
suck,
really
dude.
looking forward
How
to?
How do you top second or first half of the year?
You know, I don't
Think
know.
about
but-
how many times
but
you've already said, could this be Game of the Year?
I know.
I will-
Darksiders, could this be Sleeper
I-
Game of the Year? Mass Effect 2, could this be Game of the Year?
to that regard, we will absolutely. Force and I talked about it last week. We will do this. We will have a 6 months in game of the year, because those games that do come out in 6 months, they often get forgotten.
They
and
do.
if a game is good enough that it can actually sustain over 2 6-month periods, then it should deserve to win twice.
Exactly.
So in like June or July, we will do the halfway through 2010 game of the year, and I think it'll be good stuff. So guys, that's it. Any final comments before we go?
No.
I mean, it's awesome to know that we're gonna have shit to talk about, dude. Every show for the next few weeks, dude. There's gonna be some hot game that I'm really gonna want to talk about in detail. I want to talk about Heavy Rain, Battle's gonna blow our mind.
Yeah, I
God
do.
of War is going to be there.
I do.
I'm excited.
I'm
My
excited to
superior
start
version
my
of Final Fantasy 13.
second playthrough of Heavy Rain. I'm going to start tomorrow. But then I got a wine conference I have to go to.
Oh, that
Poor
sounds
thing.
thrilling. Yeah, thrilling. I will be playing StarCraft 2 and Heavy Rain. I hope they do another wave before this weekend out. I am not a raving PS3 fanboy. You're such a fucking turd biscuit. djWHEAT on Battle.net if you want to get the old StarCraft 2 melee in. I'm djWHEAT, nice guy Ed, Force. We'll be here next week where we finally get to talk about Heavy Rain here on Epileptic Gaming. Join
With
us
spoilers.
Sunday with spoilers. Join us Sunday for Live on 3, Monday for Colin Bro. We'll see you next time, bitches. Peace.
Peace.